Hello. I'm doing well. I'm reading about hydrogen for reasons, but that should be a T-shirt. I'm reading about hydrogen for reasons. That's perfect for reasons. Ooh. It says this is the high school I work at. It is Imatep Institute Charter High School. Yeah. Not that that actually helped you read it, given that I brought it under my beard. But apparently they can't hear you, John.
As always, technical difficulties. There it goes, fixed. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Kuno, it's good to see you, my friend. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm Books Meat Factory. It's been a while, and obviously that causes technical difficulties up the wazoo, as is tradition with all things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nick, you wanna hear something really wacky?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my gosh, what's happening? Oh my god, Kuno, thank you, my friend. Good dog. Wonder why I couldn't.
Oh, hello, Sakura. Hello, Mike.
Lucky number 13, Mike, Sakura, everybody. Pickle dog, how are you? It's good to see you all. Welcome. Spoiler me, indeed. Oh man, Sakura. Sakura just got back from Disney. How did that go? 1 second. Oh my gosh. We have caused quite the ruckus. What in the world just happened? Hold on.
Oh,
Everything,
that's a party.
Everything's gone awry. There we go. I found it. Put Nick back on the menu. Hold on. You're going to see some weird stuff here. 1 second. That one? No, this one? There we go. Fixed. So many technical difficulties. Sakura's like, I'm exhausted, and I don't blame you one bit. So, Nick...
Hello.
Oh, wait. Why is my webcam not showing now? What is going on? There we go.
We're having quite the party.
Why is it so blurry? What in the world has happened since I haven't streamed in forever? Everything is just a mess. Everything is a mess. Hello?
Welcome back.
God, it's me, Margaret.
Yeah, I think that your camera decided that your pale skin was actually the wall behind you.
Yeah, it's true. The shine from my bald head, matches the wall behind us.
It's like, am I actually trying to look at that thing way past him?
I could technically not have it do autofocus, and I'm just lazy. Like, that's the thing. That's the real culprit of all this. Hesh says, Look what the cat dragged in. One Mr. Hesh Ballantyne. How are you today, Hesh? It's good to see you, my friend.
I think Kuno speaks facts.
Kuno says it's an omen. We need you to stream more. Oh, man. I would love to. More than anything in the world, I would love to right now. But I can promise you 1,000% that it is a nigh impossibility. A nigh impossibility right now. I wish. Oh my gosh. Life is strenuous, to say the least. I say with gritted teeth. Hi, Nick. But what are we doing tonight, Nick? What are we doing tonight? We're here for a reason, though. We're
playing a text-based adventure game whose name I don't know. Is it Gateway? It's called Gateway.
It is Frederik Pohl's Gateway. This is from Legend Entertainment.
I like to ride Frederik Pohl's pole.
Yeah. Kuno said...
That good old content.
Yes. The good old content. Hesh says, we still have to co-stream Pulsar Lost Colony. Oh, man. Ooh. That's beautiful. Yeah, Kuno says that it's never been to Disney themselves. Their youngest went there with their high school band a few years ago, which is a thing my wife did many times. I went there my first time in October. Surprisingly,
I never got clarification on whether or not it was the Californian one or the Florida one.
Oh, Sakura did the Florida one. Sakura lives out in
Florida one. Yeah.
Sakura lives out in the Florida area. And but no, yeah, man, Disney's fantastic. It's magical. It's
It's
interesting.
Disney,
Yeah, you didn't know that, Nick? California's
not Disney World.
Disneyland. Disney World is Florida. I don't get the cynicism and the and all of that surrounds Disney World. I'm not a giant Disney person, but it was magical. It was absolutely fantastic. I loved it very much.
Well,
It's a
I may
magic
be
kingdom.
living in close proximity to one of those
Yeah.
soonish.
Yeah. And more importantly, Nick, you may be living really close to Boysenberry Fest. Boysenberry Fest is just
I have no idea what that is.
oh, you don't know what a boysenberry is?
I know what a boysenberry is, but I'm is it like apple picking but with boysenberries?
No, it's a boysenberry festival at Knott's Berry Farms, and it is just boys. You get to eat lots of boysenberry food.
Yeah.
Sakura, what was the best food that you had? What was the best? What was the food that was like the food? Man, I
Did you go to like the Epcot Center like world thing? It's been very long since I was at Disney World. I was at Disney
yeah.
World when I was 8, and the only thing I remember was crying because I saw Pooh Bear in the parade, and I couldn't get to him immediately.
Whoa.
Because I still loved Pooh Bear even though I was 8. You know what?
Oh,
I'm going to be honest. I still love Pooh Bear even though I'm an adult because he's just wholesome content.
he
That's
is.
what Pooh Bear is.
Oh bother! I've lost my pants again, Piglet. Can you help me get in my honey pot?
You made him dirty, and I don't like it. Pooh Bear is sacred.
I would
It
say
goes
no.
Pooh Bear, Jesus Christ. That is
Uh, Pooh Bear is
an
far higher.
equivalent religious figures.
Have you ever read the Tao of Pooh?
I have not.
Or
I
the
owned it for a while,
oh really?
but I did not read the Tao of Pooh.
I did read this as a youth, as a teenager. I read the Tao of Pooh and the Day of Piglet, the Day of Piglet. I don't know how to pronounce it. And it says there's a Pooh slasher film out, something to do with
Oh,
licenses
I
running
want to
out.
see it so bad.
Yeah,
I want to see it so bad, but Brina is not a horror fan, and I don't like watching movies alone. So
but you're okay
I
with drinking alone. But
that's
movies
depression.
alone is crossing the line.
That's called depression, John, and coping. That's coping.
I
Like
don't.
not well,
I don't.
mind
I
you.
don't know what coping means for depression. I don't know what you mean. I just eat lots of food all of the time.
Oh, I do that too. I, it's just a lot of excess, and I am running low on booze, so I'm gonna refill real fast before we do anything.
Before I even start this madness, I said
Before we would start this madness, I need to be fun, John.
you need to be fun. Nick, you're always fun though. That's the thing. You're always.
Can
Fun.
you still hear me?
I
Am
can
I
hear you
still
loud. Yeah.
audible?
Oh yeah. You're along for the ride, my friend.
Oh, good.
Sakura says the best food is probably the filet mignon at the Brown Derby in Hollywood Studios. Ooh, nice. Ooh, that sounds delicious. I've been playing some games lately. I had recently fired up. My daughter has been getting into the 3DS a whole bunch more. She has a 3DS, but she's been playing a bunch of it recently. And I picked up my 3DS again because like I showed her Street Pass. And man, I wish people still did Street Pass. Like, if you're ever to meet me in this world, bring your 3DS with you, please. It's coming with me everywhere I go. I want to do Street Pass all the time. And
I need to get back to the Switch because I haven't played anything on it in a very long time. I'm
Nick,
sorry I cut you off.
you're missing out. You're missing out.
I've been reading and drinking. That's what I've been doing.
Reading and drinking. Never drinking and page. Flip those pages, get paper cuts. But I've been playing a game, the third, technically fourth, but third in the United States, Chibi Robo game, Photo Finder. And it was a game that got critically panned by reviewers, and it was a game that was not embraced by anybody, and it sold horribly, abysmally, even though it like released at like $10. And it is the most Chibi Robo game I've ever played outside of Chibi Robo itself, and it is magical. It is fantastic, and it is an absolute shame that nobody played it. And soon the 3DS eShop is going to be shut down in less than a month, or like in a month's time, and no one will be able to play it again. Except for me. Of course, I bought it. So, I'm excited. And I'm going to get all the Street Pass things. I have to get all the Street Pass things. There's also... Oh, okay, here's the thing. Nick, I have a question.
Yes, John? No.
If you don't have any money, and you're given an opportunity, like you don't have any money right now, like you're flat broken, $10 for Chibi Robo Photo Finder was a major splurge and expense. And you're offered an opportunity to procure a very rare, very expensive piece of video game hardware for a very inexpensive price comparatively to what it goes for, but still quite expensive if you don't have any money. What do you do?
I mean,
I have an opportunity.
Is there an alleyway near you? And do you have a cute skirt?
I do have a cute skirt. I could put on a wig. Maybe some people like the bald head, but
I mean,
yeah.
I think you're a handsome fella.
Oh,
I don't think it would take that long.
It's all in the eyes. It's the emotive eyebrows. That's the key.
I mean, yeah, that is the important bit.
It's all in the eyes. Looking up, just you're fine. No, because like I would have to pay for shipping, and the thing is slightly heavy, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But
is shipping the most expensive part of it?
I would just have to be paying for shipping, and so.
Oh,
that's it.
I see. That's quite the conundrum.
Yeah, but the cost of the thing, like if I were to have purchased it on my own, like not in this deal, I would be paying over probably roughly, arguably 10 times the amount.
Jesus.
Yeah. And it's like, I've got to do it. I got to do it. I got to find a way.
God bless you, sir.
I have to find a way. Yeah. I got to find a way to make it work.
I mercifully have very inexpensive pleasures.
See, that's the thing.
For the booze. The booze is expensive, but it's like reasonable.
I don't have like the collector bone in me. Like I don't get things to collect. And the only time that I ever have that need or that itch is when there's something that's very explicitly like unique to the hardware, right? So like for instance, my Virtual Boy, like I love the Virtual Boy. I will if I see a game and I have the ability to buy that game and they have the money to do so, I will buy that game because the experience is so uniquely tied to the Virtual Boy. It's not something that like I can just go and emulate and get the same experience. You know, and this isn't something small like, oh, the CRTs and scan lines create a more realistic to the developer's intent process. No, I mean, like, you're not getting truly the full experience of being able to see it inside the visor and get that, red 3D thing. And that's the case with this. Like, it's the controller for Steel Battalion. It's this, you know what this is, Nick? So it's for the original Xbox.
But I'm very good at making like knowing sounds.
It's
that make you think that I know, in the hopes that you don't call me out on it.
It's for the original Xbox, and it is a
fuck me there.
It is a full mech control panel. It's like a series of things, and there's like 40 some buttons or 20 some buttons on it. It's wild, and about multi joysticks and multi pedals, and you're literally controlling a gigantic mech, like controlling each foot independently, and like that sort of thing. It is a giant mech simulator, and there are 2 games in the series that utilize that controller, and yeah, Steel Battalion. It's like I have an opportunity to get that, but like I'd have to pay for shipping. And I'm also like, I don't have the money for that. I don't have the money even just for shipping, because
time sensitive.
I don't know. The person is very generous and very kind, and I don't want to. They're awesome people who I talk to regularly. Like they're people who I know. It's not some stranger. But I also just like feel like. So Kuno says, how much would shipping be? It's like $180, roughly. That's how much they give me the dimensions of everything, because it's in its box still. It's in its packaging, and that's way too much money. Like that's so much money, and and it's a lot. But I'm like, let me just do my taxes first, then I'll get back to you. Can you wait till I get my taxes done? Maybe that.
Hesh says that the knowing sound is a vital career skill. I've also realized that it is a vital PhD interview skill, because often the one merciful thing about academics is their favorite phrase is, "I'm sure you know," but and then they explain something. You're like, "Yes, I did know that. You're right. I definitely knew that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
I knew exactly what the fuck you're talking about."
I agree wholeheartedly. Yeah, I totally get you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
Yes, Hesh
knows. I have
knows.
the same opinion you have, shockingly, about that thing.
Oh.
That I've
to give context,
almost
we
certainly heard of before.
We didn't announce this for those people who don't know. Nick got into his into
a PhD program.
Into his PhD
program. Unofficially, but semi-officially.
Officially. Well, I mean, not necessarily officially, but you have been accepted to one university in particular, but that does not mean that's...
I can't say, because it's technically not official.
Exactly.
So there's a complication with a certain state and a certain university system where there was a set of strikes that have made it so that they can't send the official offer letter to me. But I have had a phone call with the person associated with that program who was like, "Yes, you've got it. Please don't not come to us because we haven't said anything to you."
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, dear Jesus Christ." Because when I started doing this shit with you, John.
Yes, Nick.
Was at like the tail end of my whole academic career falling apart.
Yes, this is true.
Like just in a tailspin, crashing into a...
Let's look at you. Let's look at your beautiful mug. Hi.
And me sleeping on your couch.
Yeah.
Well, like the rest of it fell apart.
Man, if only you stayed on that couch, Nick. Oh, those were good times.
They were good times.
They were simpler times.
They were good bad times.
Good bad times, but I would say more good than bad, but that's also kind of not true. But also,
I mean, it depends on the perspective of the person.
The good,
depends on which person we're...
The good and the bad were parallel, right? They were. They didn't intersect. It wasn't like the good came at the cost of the bad. They weren't associated
with each other.
Yes, exactly. They were very good times and also very bad times.
At the same time. Compartmentalized.
I think that's fun. Yeah, Kuno says, "Oh wow, shipping is just about the price for the game when it was new. The game cost $200. Yeah, see, like, yeah, whew, man, because like I can get myself a modded Xbox set up easy. It's like I don't have to worry about the game, but the controller is a unique experience in and of itself."
Also, thank you, Hesh.
Yes.
So right now I'm still going to interviews and still talking to other grad schools to see what can happen and also to see where I'm a good fit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But I know regardless, I have a home
somewhere.
That may be on the coast.
Yeah.
Which I do not look forward to that. Sabrina and I were recently discussing how the fuck do we get our cats there? Because
road trip, baby!
Barley hates cars, and that his little heart just goes up.
Oh.
A road trip would probably kill him.
How about cat hammock? You get him in a little baby baby Bjorn.
Yeah, we were talking about maybe Sabrina flies with them.
Yeah, you could absolutely do
on
that
her own,
yeah.
And then I have to drive the car solo.
With me.
If you want to come, feel free.
I want to come. I want to come.
Fall asleep and die.
I want to come on this in two ways.
Seminal journey. In two ways.
But no, I'm going with you on this road trip across the United States. That would be incredibly irresponsible and stupid of me not to.
I'm not sure if that's how that sentence should actually finish.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, so I'm very happy for you, Nick. Also, updates for everybody. I know. I'm sorry. We'll get to the game. I promise. Look, it is customary we don't have a gigantic manual to read, so it's customary for us to just BS for the first hour. And since I haven't streamed in a long while, I mean, to give you guys updates on things that are going on in my life, because things are happening. We're going to stick to the positive, because the negatives are incredibly stressful, and I do not want to trauma dump on anyone. The positives is, Nick, I tested my tabletop RPG system on Friday.
Yeah, how'd it go?
Well, it was just a test with. So I did a test with independent video game developers from the local state of Michigan here that I'm from. Thanks to my good friend Mike. You know Mike in chat. He runs a little group called Locally Sourced Michigan. He also does a zine that is of the same title, within which I've written for, to really help support and boost local developers. And so he did a little playtest session with that group. I got to play a really interesting indie game that was going to be very fun and exciting. I'm very stoked for. But they also got to make characters in my system and provide a lot of awesome feedback. For those that don't know, I am making a tabletop RPG system called the Role Playing Agency system. It's a really fun, open-ended, universal system that allows people to have player agency in how their character is built and progress, and not some kind of linear structure. It's very open to people to make whatever they want. But and we kind
I once played in Octopus and a
yes,
fish tank.
A magical fish tank, an octopus in a magical fish tank with psychic powers, and you were being carried around, and that's how you moved, was you were being carried around by people, which was fantastic. That was in the early stages, but I'm going to be open up to actual like play. They just made characters and talked about like the readability of that process and how effective or ineffective it was, because they all didn't have tabletop RPG experience. So like for them, they were very fresh eyes, and the input they gave was invaluable, super helpful, and required some adjustments on my part. But some things that I'm very like yes, and other things were like that doesn't necessarily apply for what I'm trying to focus on doing. But they definitely gave me some really great feedback that makes me want to do this even more. So I'm very stoked about that. So
because I remember it being fun when it was extremely new and rough around the edges. So
it was so rough around the edges. It's gotten a lot better, Nick.
But it was fun regardless. Hello, Lib! It's good to see you, bud.
Thank you for the sub, my friend. Thank you so much. And I don't know if I said it before, but Kuno, thank you so much for the sub. 34 months, man. Almost 3 years. Lip has been with us. 3 years. But Nick, I do want to get a bi-weekly game going, like using the system and like a regular style campaign. So I need to get people on board for that and get that going soon, because that's like super important to play, and just play, because I need to get it going, because this year I want to get something out in some form or another, PDF wise, and get it out there for people to be able to play, because it's really good, and I really believe it. I think it's so fantastic. Anyways, hi Lip, how are you, my friend?
Coffee account and have people give you tips for it, or are you gonna have them pay for it?
I'll probably put it on Itch.io, and so what my plan was originally just put out a quick start guide that gives like the character sheet and just like the bare bones basics of like how to play the game, and put that for pay what you want, and then write an actual player's guide and DM's guide, and put that together as one thing. It's not a separate package like D&D. It's an individualized thing that is far more specific, but also far more talking about my own philosophy of how to play tabletop RPG games, because I think that perspective is underrepresented, and putting that out there for people to purchase then. Yeah. And then from there on, start working on campaign settings, where then you flesh out more rules specific to that campaign setting, and then give them that framework and stuff to work with. Lip is eating some soup. What kind of soup, though, Lip? Soup, soup can be crunchy. We like some crunchy soup. I had Chinese food for dinner, Nick. What did you have for dinner?
I didn't really eat dinner.
What's wrong with you?
I'm fine. I just wasn't hungry.
Are you drinking water?
Okay, Mom.
Just asking. I had my water, and now I'm drinking my Gatorade to help me stay hydrated.
I mean, on a normal day, I typically have a cup of coffee and maybe a meal.
Are you warm? You're looking a little sweaty. You okay?
Oh, I'm almost finished 2 Manhattans. So
okay.
we're on full. I'm a fat man who's
oh my goodness.
I know, right?
Lip's wife Anomis says that your beard is looking really cool.
Oh, thank you. I need to shave up here. We're probably going to trim down for my Stanford interviews next week.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that you're looking very Stanfordian. It was very funny because Nick has always had a really big beard in his life ever since I've known him when he was a wee lad, where he was suckling off his mother's teat, and he always had a beard. And it was just really funny because Nick was always this very like shy, awkward kid, as he still is to this day. And when he's moving on to U of M, I was like, Nick, you're gonna have all the ladies falling for you. You look like a college professor with your stupid beard. And lo and behold, the ladies were fighting over him.
or at least one.
At least one. There were two.
Sure
there were two in that process, and she won.
But hey, Dwarven Dad.
I made Nick blush. Dwarven Dad says that you're a beautiful bastard. I would agree. So do you want to?
Oh, is that? Yeah. Do I have clean like setup? Is that why it won't tell me what that says?
Yeah, you must have some language guards on or something. I don't know.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. You're Nick. Why do you do anything? Shall we play this game?
Yes, and I also want to talk about Venus a bit once we start.
Well, of course, because
I find the setting very interesting. That is why I have the 3 screen setup, where I have Twitch here, I have some info clarifying.
I have a question for you, Nick. Who's you play games? No, I don't play any games, Dwarven Dad. That's nonsense. Whoever told you that is just a bull-faced liar. That's BS. No. Are you gonna read this or am I gonna read this?
You can read it.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Share that screen.
Should I share the screen and then hit gate?
Share and then hit gate. Yes. We're playing Gateway. Frederik Pohl's Gateway. And it is a text-based adventure game from Legend Entertainment in the early 90s. It has got some pictures and it's got sound. Nick's Dwarven Dad. Thank you, my friend. Twitch Prime. Thank you, my friend.
Oh, that's a good, cute butt.
Yeah. Oh, that bob butt.
Thank you, my friend. Good bob butt.
You're far too kind. Tingle's dancing to this epic intro. Gotta crack the knuckles. Get my reading voice on. In the year 2077, the planet Venus was the new frontier for an overcrowded, exhausted, and nearly desperate Earth. Named for the Roman goddess of love and beauty, this hostile world was no paradise. Well, you skipped it, Nick. Thanks.
No, I didn't.
The real reason for mankind's interest in Venus lay beneath the howling windstorms and acid clouds under the planet's jagged, parched, and hellishly hot surface. A buried secret that held seemingly infinite promise.
Oh, that's weird. It's moving on its own.
Someone had come and gone before humans set foot on Venus. The planet was crisscrossed with tunnels carved out of the crust 500,000 years ago by a long-vanished high-technology civilization.
That's my hands.
The vanished aliens were a source of intense curiosity and hope for the 20 billion inhabitants of Earth. Wave after wave of explorers descended into the alien tunnels in search of advanced technology that might have been left behind by the so-called Hichi. I totally just knocked out my headphones. Hold on. He's so beautiful. Most of the artifacts discovered on Venus had no practical use and were little more than curiosities. The Hichi had cleaned out most of their useful technology, or so it seemed until a crotchety old tunnel explorer named Sylvester Macklin found a fully functioning Hichi spacecraft in a sealed-off tunnel. He is so majestic.
He's quite majestic.
Instead of reporting his find to the authorities, Macklin decided to try and figure out how to make the strange ship work. He climbed inside and began fiddling with the controls. Eventually, Macklin found the right button, rocket engines ignited, and the ancient ship climbed out of the boiling atmosphere of Venus on a plume of white fire. As soon as the ship was clear of the planet, the thrusters stopped and the ship disappeared into what we now know is Tau space.
Is it still going?
Yeah. I hope he plays this guy. When the ship returned to normal space, Macklin was delighted to find that he was still in Earth's solar system. He was even more delighted to find himself docking with an immense He-Chi artifact, a huge space station circling the sun between Venus and Mercury. Macklin's ship parked itself inside a hangar filled with other ships of similar construction. Macklin left his ship and explored his sensational new find with a sense of awe and anticipation. Lip thinks it looks like a butt plug. The bad news was that Macklin couldn't reset the guidance system of his ship and get it to go anywhere. He was stuck without food or water. He wrestled desperately with the controls as he became more and more hungry and thirsty. Towards the end, Macklin knew he wasn't going to go home. He redirected his efforts to a new goal. Macklin decided that if he couldn't go back, he could at least signal his discovery to humanity. His death wouldn't be in vain. Macklin figured out how to detonate the fuel cells of his ship. The resulting flash was sighted by NASA, and a mission was sent out to explore. The NASA mission arrived at the He-Chi artifact and found hundreds of working faster-than-light He-Chi starships, a priceless treasure trove that made the He-Chi space station humanity's gateway to the stars. Thus, the alien starship parked garage earned its name Gateway. After a series of military confrontations and a narrowly averted war, the government of the major powers on Earth realized that Gateway was too valuable to be given to any one government. The governments agreed to establish a multinational corporation called Gateway Enterprises, often referred to as the Corporation, that would occupy Gateway and exploit the technology of the He-Chi. The faster-than-light starships on Gateway are now used for a new form of high-tech prospecting. Human volunteers ride the alien ships in the hope that they will visit other worlds and bring back He-Chi machines, tools, and other potentially useful items, because human scientists still don't know how the ship's guidance systems work. The destinations of these prospecting missions are unknown.
Ooh, there goes the butt plug.
You mean the chess cheating machine?
Yeah. I know, right? It just took one butt plug.
One butt plug to change the world of chess. For obvious reasons, these missions carry an extraordinary degree of risk. 15% of prospector missions don't come back, and 80% return with little or nothing. The remaining 5% make the risks worthwhile, and can turn ordinary people into instant millionaires. You won the local lottery on December 23rd, 2101. The prize was a one-way ticket to Gateway worth $238,575, including a limited partnership to Gateway Enterprises, transportation to Gateway, 10 days worth of life support on Gateway itself, a class and He-Chi ship handling, and something else. A week after you turned in your winning lottery ticket, you boarded an interplanetary ship traveling from Earth to Gateway. It is now Wednesday, May 17th, 2102, and you have been aboard Gateway for less than a day. You have been assigned living quarters and a proctor to show you around and get you settled in. Your first ship handling class starts later today. You're about to become a Gateway prospector.
Just saw what Lip said.
Doesn't really help me cheat, but it really boosts my confidence.
That's fucking excellent. Oh, jeez. Thank Hans Niemann.
All right, you can read this, Nick.
Praise be. All right. Your quarters. Your room is a Spartan cubicle furnished with a desk, a chair, a wall locker, and a sickly-looking plant sitting next to the desk, and a lonely picture of Earth adorning the far wall. A PV comm set is set into the south wall. Above the PV is a vent. To the east is a door that leads outside. You notice that the desk is one drawer which is closed. On the desk you see a debit card. The message light on the PV comm set is blinking.
All right. Okay. Yeah, obviously we know what to do.
Way for me to control the volume here, because it's now too loud on my end. Of course it is.
You have to go into your sound settings and lower them there.
I've also, there we are. Oh no. Why is my cursor, never mind, my cursor's just bound to this screen apparently.
All right. Just live with it then.
Yeah.
So let's get the debit card, and then we got to open the drawer and also answer the phone, obviously. No,
what
Nick.
The heck just
happened? No, Nick. Don't use the mouse. That isn't interactive fiction. That's point-and-click adventure. Stop that. You can act. Okay.
What did I thought I've somehow mixed my chocolate and peanut butter, and I don't know how to feel about it, even though personally I'm a lover of Reese's.
Kitsurito, hello, my friend. It has been so long. How are you today?
So what is my... Okay, so
Kitsurito.
taking the debit card first.
Yes.
Your score has gone up by 2. Note, you can activate and deactivate score change notification using the notify command. Your Gateway Enterprises debit card is a small plastic card about the size and shape of a 20th century credit card. On the back of the card, in small print, is the following. Gateway Enterprises, debit card code 398D-29A2.
Hold on.
What?
I gotta write that code down.
Well, you do that.
Yeah, you keep reading.
It's your job. I'm drinking Manhattans. That's why we put me in charge of the ship.
This is why we put you in charge of the ship,
chaos.
because you're drinking.
Yes. You're supposed to drink and drive. That is correct, right? Do not drink and drive. I'm looking at this screen even though I'm no longer actually looking at my camera. Don't do it. It's bad.
It is in fact very legendy, Sakura. Okay,
By accepting or using this card, you agree to the rules and regulations that govern cash transactions on Gateway. Account status information can be accessed through your PV ComSet. All amounts are in US dollars.
okay.
Message light on the PV ComSet is blinking.
Let's do that.
Examine.
No, we can just push the button, right?
Wait, I thought you told me not to do that.
Oh, what do you want to examine? Sorry.
I was gonna. Do you want me to push button?
Yeah, we're getting a message like someone's calling us.
Okay, so explain to me, John, why there's this mixture, because I actually find that very alarming.
What mixture? What do you mean?
That I could click. I don't know why I did, but I just did. I just clicked on it, and then now I have it in my inventory. Why could I do that and also type?
Well, because the game...
The choice.
The game wanted to create kind of this hybrid. It wanted to create graphics and also the ability for people to interact with the graphical environment if they chose to do so, while still keeping true to the text-based adventure roots. So they wanted to provide 3 different options for a play style for players. So for instance, right? They wanted it so that point-and-click people could interact with the environment the way that they do, to allow text-based adventure people to stick to strictly text, and for people who kind of wanted a hybrid to be able to have access to a word bank and understand the core of what they're able to do. What games did you get, Kitsurito, and what manga did you get? I'm very curious. Hesh is calling from inside the house.
Okay.
So the PV ComSet is a terminal linked into the onboard computer and communication system. The console is a screen, a card slot, a message light, and a small keypad with 10 numbered keys.
Do we want to put the card in there?
Sure, yeah. It's debit card.
Was it a debit card?
It is a debit card. You can
Eventually, I want to talk a little bit about Venus and science fiction.
Yes.
Then
Obviously. One day.
Oh my god, what?
Yeah.
John, I am overwhelmed.
You're overwhelmed right now?
I'm overwhelmed. I'm so confused. What's happening?
Hit 1 to play your messages. Just type 1.
Attention, classes on Hichi ship handling are held daily at 1500 hours, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
So we
in
have
room
3
T20. Take the drop shaft in corridor D4 to level Tanya. I feel like one of us should be writing this.
I am right now.
Okay, good. Bring the corporation-issued dataman that your proctor gave you. It's a valuable source of information. Please attend at your earliest convenience. Do we want to see the next message?
Of course, yeah.
Hiya,
Oh,
new
it's
fish.
really loud, Nick. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Which part? The blah blah blah?
You, the Haya. Your Haya was loud.
Hiya, new fish. I've been assigned to be your proctor. Custom dictates that I buy you a drink at the Blue Hell Bar. I'll see you there at 2000. 8 o'clock for you, fish. I'll tell you who's around here. I'm shocked that they didn't have me try to figure that out, but that's neither here nor there.
What do you mean? Try to figure what out?
What 2000 is.
Oh, yeah, for a lot of people
They told it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know, but like that seems like sort of an obtuse thing that text adventure would do. is force you to figure it out.
Blue Hell
Anyway.
Bar.
I'll introduce you to some folks. If you happen to miss me, don't worry. I'm there every night around the same time. Later, dude. I will say I'm a pretentious asshole who puts his phone time, military time, because in Italy it's always military time.
Yeah. My wife does the same kind of thing because she's a nurse. So everything's done in that time. It's done in military time.
Yeah.
All right. Next. Oh, that's Tom. His name is Tom. Okay.
Yeah, this next one is Terry Nielsen.
Mm-hmm.
On behalf of Gateway Enterprises, I want to welcome you to Gateway Station. I am your designated corporation representative. You are one of 90 prospectors who fall under my responsibility as Deputy Director, Exploration Program Section. While we will most likely never meet, I am your official point of contact in any legal or contractual issues that may arise. I would like to wish you the best of luck on your prospecting missions. Regards, Terry Nielsen, DD EPSG.
Kitsurito got Eternal Sonata for the PS3. Fantastic game, Kitsurito, by the way. One of many Japanese RPGs that Manboy Sam, a guy who I used to work with at Blockbuster, he was older than me, and he had the heart of a child, and he'd always invite me over to hang out. And what that meant was, come over and I will show you the 500, 600, 1,000 hours that I put into this Japanese RPG and have everybody at max level and watch me one-shot the hardest thing in the game. And Eternal Sonata was one of them, although that game is still fantastic, regardless of me having to watch a man play Japanese RPGs and one-shot everything to impress me, which was very difficult to do, I will assure you.
Yeah. Before that, Mascot 16 said that we should use two-factor authentication, and we did not.
Oh my gosh, Mascot, how's it going? I didn't realize you were here. I'm so sorry, Mascot. Hello. How are you today, my friend? It's been so long. How are you?
Also, they said you can drink and drive if the drive is a starship, that it's cool. I mean, yeah, because, like, what are the statistical odds you're going to crash into anything? Very low. Space has mostly nothing.
That's not true. Space is a lot of dust.
Very low.
Space is very dusty.
But the dust isn't going to fuck you.
What about radiation? What about radiation, Nick?
I mean, but, again, I can't dodge the radiation.
Gravitational fields, Nick. Math.
Space is mostly empty space. There's mostly nothing there.
Micrometeoroids. Lip's right. Micrometeoroids. You think?
Well, again, am I going to dodge that as a human?
Nick,
no.
I have a question for you. Space may be very big, but it is not empty. It is just very black. Mike wants a haiku. All right, hold on. I'm going to give Mike a haiku. Nick, you ready?
Sure. What do I need to, do you want me to squawk or do you want me to mute?
It's time. You can squawk if you want to.
Squawk! This is a reference to a game that I don't even remember. Squawk! Caw!
Oh, that is really loud. You need to not be that loud. Where's your special microphone?
Caw! I'm using a mouse, so I can't, because the Surface Pro only has one USB port. I need a new computer, John. Real bad. Haiku, I wish. But alas. No.
You ready? A journey through space begins not with a starship, but a lottery.
It does. It does. Would we like to go to the main menu?
This has been a haiku. Okay. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, everybody.
Do we want to review stored messages in case there's anything there?
Lip says this haiku needed to read your comments, bro. Oh my gosh. Nick, hold on. I commented on somebody on like a YouTube channel, like a video of theirs, and somebody replied to me. And do you want to know what they said?
What?
They wrote 5 separate comments. Are you ready? Comment number 1.
Sure.
Read your comments, bro. Give the comments a heart. Give all the comments a heart. So give your comments a heart. So give all your comments a heart. Those are 5 different messages replied by the same person.
Are they okay?
And they're a real person, I will add. They are not a robot. I did some research. They are not a robot.
I feel like this person is having a crisis.
I feel like the use of bro instead of bruh is relevant even. Exactly.
I felt that in my soul.
It was like he sang a song. He was singing a song to me, and I don't know, like, why. Why are we listening to messages again? Yeah, menu. You want to read some current events?
Sure.
Ooh, there's also a bulletin board.
You can read that. Go ahead.
Keller's Hill fire under control. The oil shale fires in the Keller's Hill sector of the Wyoming Petrofood mines are within a few days of being extinguished. The underground inferno consumes several cubic miles of prime petro shale, causing losses in the billions of dollars. The mines, extractor furnaces, and culture sheds had taken offline in the early days of the incident are now producing again, said Andrew Walker, a vice president of Petrofoods responsible for the Keller's Hill complex. I think the crisis is over. FDA and EPA officials at the site of the disaster had no comment.
Jesus. Literally the only thing that could make me feel anything positive or sympathetic to Ohio.
It's funny because Mike was very curious about revisiting this game and seeing how like anti like corporation it is, because the books are very much that, and how they just suck your life away. And this is like adventure game from the company that makes silly adventure games. And if it was going to suck your life away, and I'm already starting to feel that my life's being sucked. Let's do the next article.
Yeah.
The NASA ESA L5 space lab at the third Lagrangian point was severely damaged when it was struck by a resupply shuttle in a docking maneuver. And NASA officials reported that the main cylinder of the L5 lab suffered complete atmospheric loss via explosive decompression after an intoxicated shuttle pilot collided with it and opened it in space. 7 lab crewmen in other parts of the lab were injured in the incident. The shuttle was destroyed, although the pilot was rescued by lab personnel. The pilot was not harmed in the crash, but somehow got a broken jaw during the rescue efforts. He is now being transported back to Earth for trial, having been accused of criminal negligence. We don't need any more of this recent news. Get this off. Go back to the main menu. I don't need this. Don't need this. Let's do the account status.
Account status?
Yeah, 3. So
we have $1,500.
Okay, we need to keep track of this information. Main menu. And then bulletin boards and classifieds.
I talked to the Hichi prospectors. I get tired.
Oh, no. Too loud.
That's curious.
Yeah.
I can help you pick course codes that guarantee a big payoff through psychic communication with the Hichi. I can also put you in touch with your departed relatives and friends. Only $1,000 per session.
I mean, we have 1,500. Let's
We do.
Let's contact Natasha Wolf.
What is her number?
I don't know. I bet you if we go to the contact thing, we can just look up Tasha Wolf. Was there more? Or was that the only one?
I didn't see another option.
Then let's do
second.
6.
Let's try.
Let's see. Next bulletin.
There's next. Better Days Company asks you to consider this. You may not come back. Think about it. Record memories. Try vids. Songs. Poetry stories. Jesus, I'm reading this like an insane person. Give your family something to remember you by if you ship out and become a statistic. Do the right thing. Contact Better Days Corp. Is that how we save?
I don't think so. I think you just save.
Oh, that's sad, because that would have been funny.
That would be
nice.
Next
that would have
bulletin.
been flavorful.
Anyone from Syracuse, New York? I'm homesick. Let's talk about home and old times. Call me, box 3502.
Box 3502. Call in. All right, next bulletin. We're going to call him.
The Hunan Boy restaurant is only on-board Chinese restaurant on Gateway. It is time for relaxing and unwinding with good food after a week of hard working. Call us now. It is the special week of reasonable prices. Egg roll, $15. Hunan chicken, 50. Holy mother!
Wow. Well, I mean, you are on a space station. I mean, it's difficult to get those things from Earth.
Yeah, fair enough. Mixed lo mein, $37. Soy noodles, $20. Mixed vegetables. What? Holy mother! The vegetables shouldn't be that difficult. I'm assuming you're growing them.
On the Hichi station?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. I don't think that the Hichi had, like...
Inflation hits us everywhere.
Yeah, it's true. This is the future.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Jones in the Fast Lane, Nick.
Intentionally awkward English. The Hunan Boy restaurant is only on... Yes, it is. Okay, good.
Oh, well, this is like Jones in the Fast Lane. It's a Sierra game. It's like a life board game thing, and everything is based on the economy of the French fry. Like, you can judge how well the economy is doing based on the price of the French fry.
Great.
All right, next. Let's see what's next.
Right now I think it's the price of eggs.
Yes.
But
we'd like to think it's the price of eggs, but come on now.
Fucking bird flu sucks. From Corporation Security, somebody or bodies has been vandalizing the feeder systems in the hydroponics lab known as Central Park. Unleveled dog. What?
Level dog.
Unlevel what now?
Dog, Nick. D.
Okay. Normally.
Okay, you're so loud. Yes. Continue.
Oh, you should probably reduce me because I'm not even raising my voice.
Yeah, I might do that. Hold on. Okay, talk.
Hello.
That's much better.
It's me.
There we go. Sorry, dog, yes. The Vandal or Vandals has repeatedly triggered the emergency manual shutoff for the main recirculation systems, thereby requiring the immediate presence of maintenance personnel on the scene. This is not funny. This is serious. If those systems were shut down for any length of time, the food and air supply on the station would be jeopardized because the plants might die.
That's important.
Okay, next bulletin. Oh, we're calling them.
Oh yeah. Bisexual, open-minded, homesick, lonely, scared, want some company, no string.
Colin, why not? Just call it.
That is fucking relatable, bro.
Next.
I like that they don't tell you what their gender identity is.
You don't need to know.
That's not important.
Mike says this was actually a surprise for me since it was the early 90s. This is true as well. This is true. This is like 92.
Oh. I didn't even think of that context.
Next bulletin. There we go.
Hand-carved mahogany Hichi ships, also resupply shuttles, sentinel cruisers, interceptors, cargo ships, deep space probes, L5 Space Lab, 20th Century Spacecraft, ESA, NASA, Soviet, JSA, and others. Hand-carved from solid mahogany by master craftsmen, exquisitely hand-painted, museum quality, from $500. Satisfaction guaranteed. Contact the ship shop.
I'm writing all this down. We're buying a wood ship. Of course we are. We're going to be reckless with our money in the very beginning of this game.
Are we ready?
I'm ready. Go next.
Anyone from Peru? I just arrived from Lima. So many strange faces. Such a strange place. I want to meet someone from home. Have a drink. Talk about things I know. Box 1586.
I am writing all these boxes down. We're talking to every one of these people. Because here's the thing, Nick. We have to do this because it's here, and I want to know if it lets us do this. Like, if it lets us do this, this is fantastic.
If it's not, it's garbage.
Yeah. I'm going to be really sad that you're gone next week because, like, we have to go through this game. Like, we have to. And, like, yeah. I know. And you're so busy. Next.
Yeah, I also turn 29 next week.
I know. You'll be here for that, right?
Define here.
I mean, your home.
I'll be at my apartment by then, yeah.
Yeah. Train at Gateway for...
Gateway.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
You know, you do it. You do it.
Train a gateway for a career in holography. Your ship hasn't come in? Train for a new career back on Earth. Unique interactive wetware instruction. Learn at night via injection and headset projection. Free catalog, no obligation. Contact Shreveport Institute of Holography.
But how do we contact you?
We might be able to. Just continue to see.
What do the green badges know that we don't? Why do they consistently score better than the rest of us? Why does the corporation discriminate against us with the Orion program? We demand representation on the corporation board. We demand access to Orion program data. Show your support. Stage a protest outside the Orion briefings daily at 900 hours, room T52, level Tanya. The corporation is trying to screw us over. Box 3942.
I got all that. Yeah, room T52.
This music fucking slaps.
Dude, slap at the bass, yeah. Slap at the bass.
Awesome.
Slap at the bass.
I would study this.
Next.
Fellow prospectors from Essen, which is a place in Germany. Let us meet and discuss familiar things, share news from home, and talk about what lies ahead of us. Ich habe genossen das irdische Glück. Ich habe gelebt und geliebt. 3998.
Perfect. It's notated.
If only my German was at all.
German chat. Someone from Germany, come on, help us out.
Investor royalties in fast-growing what? Condominial nation in West Africa.
The fastest growing condominial nation.
Yeah, you're right. Favorable tax laws, proven growth record. Our registered representative is here on Gateway to explain how. Free tape lecture, refreshments. The Homie is the luxury resort. This is a fucking scam.
Are you sure? I mean,
I'm positive. The only way it could be more of a fucking scam is if it was a Nigerian prince.
You know what though? You know what, Nick? Look, listen.
Only way.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna call them. We're gonna call everybody.
1 second. I'm gonna look at the Homie.
No.
Got this Homie. I'm doing it. I want to know what the Homie is.
I think it's like I'm the homie, yo.
The Homie is a kingdom in West Africa from 1600 until 1904.
Okay.
It is. I'm trying to look at where it is.
What kind? It's in Nigeria.
Dahomey?
Yeah. No.
Does it say Nigeria up there?
No, it does not.
So it's West African.
Yes.
1 second. Where the hell? So Dahomey was. It doesn't exist anymore. Where modern. 1 second. 1 second. I have to get a map of Africa. This is
Benin.
content,
It's
sir.
Benin, Nick. Present day
Okay.
Benin.
Well, I was getting there. I was doing it the hard way. I was comparing maps.
That was the one that I think that there was a whole lot of like the British Museum like pretty much took everything from them.
Yeah. You had the Benin bronze.
The Benin bronzes, yeah. That's Yep.
Yep.
Mascot says the translation is I've enjoyed earthly happiness. I have lived and loved. Aw.
I have lived and loved. Wait a second. Are they like a weird German cannibal thing?
No, this isn't Mein Teil. Like, come on now.
Are you a Rammstein fan?
Nick, I'm a gigantic Rammstein fan. Are you kidding me? I listen to it like every day.
How did we not know this about each other?
I listen to Rammstein like every day, literally every day.
God,
Yes, Nick.
how did we not know this about each other? Oh, we both listened to Rammstein.
Dude. Okay, so what's your Rammstein songs, Nick? Come on, hit me with like your playlist, your Rammstein playlist.
I mean, Mein Teil is up there.
Mein Teil's a
we
good
also
one.
have
Rise of Rise is a great album. I very much enjoy Rise of Rise a lot.
Is there what's the title of the song that has America in it?
It's America.
It's America.
Yeah.
I fucking love that song.
We are living in America. America.
It's far.
Yeah. I enjoy, so I've been listening to their more recent stuff. So, like, Dick a Titten is really good. And as well as, Adieu is really good as well. I very much enjoy Adieu, which they just had a music video out for that, which was wild. They got to blow up, like, a very fancy museum. Like to have, squib explosives and stuff like that go off on the architecture. Which is wild and very like reckless and insane. So that's good times.
I mean, I guess it makes sense that you would like Rammstein, given that you also exposed me to Heilung.
Heilung, yes. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I love all that stuff. It's good times. I very much enjoy that music.
All right, let's hit.
Yeah, next. What's up? I know, right?
Super discounts, brand new, same day delivery. Laser hollow discs, cartridges, plugins, jacks, decks, headsets, screens. Take some entertainment when you ship out and avoid the Tau space blues. I carry hardware, software, and even wetware. Ooh.
For the bold.
All major brands. DIAC, Pioneer, Sony, Antares, Panasonic, Kyocera, Columbia, Daewoo, Samsung, Cantong, and others. All major software titles, games, interactives, see-only movies, try-vid, all categories. Give me a call. Best prices this side of Venus. Contact the Discman.
Discman. Contact the Discman. It's Amazon. Contact the Discman.
Contact the that was actually Jeff Bezos' name before he.
I can't do see-only movies anymore. I can only do interactives.
Mm-hmm.
The FMV interactive movies. That's it. That's all I can do.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Next, let's see what's next. We are
This is
soaking.
entertainment.
This for me, I am. By the way, I am twisting the nips right now. Can't see it.
Yeah. I'm
They're being
pretty
twisted
hard.
right now.
Try-V dating service, discreet, quick. Speaking of hard, discreet, quick, no hassles. Over 300 single people in our database. The right person is here on Gateway.
Over
Contact
300.
Connections Incorporated.
I'm invested.
I would say that, like, normally my variant of not being able to pay attention would not be able to struggle through this without you to, like, sort of
tell you to keep
vamp it.
moving. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would have given up on this forever ago.
If we call box 2239 and somebody answers, I'm going to fall out of this chair.
What's box 2339?
2239, and that is the bisexual looking for some love. Because, like, if that actually happens, not that it actually happens in the game, but, like, if you're able to call the person and, like, they answer, I'm gonna fall out of this chair. Because that, to me, that's detail. You don't put that in there.
Mascot points out that you're invested right now.
I'm invested. You don't put this stuff in there and then not allow me to do it. I'll be mad if it's not. We'll turn it off.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Next bulletin.
Bulletin.
How many are there is my question.
This is fantastic. I love this very much.
We have received messages and memos from prospectors complaining that rats live in the ventilation system. The complaints cite scratching noises and scuffling sounds behind the vent covers in the individual living spaces, conference rooms, the armory, and other areas. Well, there are no rats. We use small maintenance robots to keep the air ducts clean. Oh my God!
We're gonna use some of these.
No. But is this a Starcross reference?
Oh,
They're small, like devices that roam through the ducts and past the vents. They are producing the sounds that are generating the complaints. Again, there are no rats on Gateway. Is that a Starcross reference?
It might be a Starcross reference. I do know that we're going to be using that because guess what? It specifically mentions the vents, and we're absolutely going to get ourselves a robot.
That coffee has a weird profile.
What coffee? The one you just made?
The one that's in here. It's curious.
It's arsenic. Sorry, Nick.
No, it has like a pea, like a very like earthy, dirty.
A little
taste to it.
acidic, a little extra
Yeah, there's
acidity.
some acid there. I don't mind acid. Oh my god, we got to the end.
Yeah.
I don't mind acid, but it's just weird because so for Christmas, friends that I had gotten us like trade coffee, and so far everything's been very fruity. So I was expecting that to be fruity, and
It's a little more nutty.
It's like split peas.
Split peas. Interesting. Mascot says someone's using the vents to get around, which is what trips the security. You're probably right, and we'll probably do the same. All right, so main menu. We're doing some phone calls, Nick. Place call.
What?
3502.
3502.
You just type 3502.
But I want to press it.
Oh, don't do it. That's point and click. That's not text.
Oh, it's hot.
You can't do that. Oh no, the box isn't the same. Oh no.
Wait, how do I undo that?
Escape, backspace. Just backspace.
Curious.
No, it's not. Oh man, that makes me sad. Okay, main menu.
You think it doesn't work?
Yeah, it doesn't work. All right, so
Let's
that's
try
it.
one of the other numbers.
No, because it requires. It won't work because it requires more numbers than there actually are that we have. We only have 4 digits. It needs 6.
I wonder what the boxes are then.
I'm curious as well.
Okay. How
So
do
just
I get out of this
just
menu?
backspace or enter. Okay, then just enter in 4, 5, 6 digits, random 6 digits. Perfect. Right, menu and then out, end session. How much time have we wasted? Has time progressed in this moment? It did. We spent a half an hour on the phone. Okay.
Like true teenagers.
And oh look, we took our debit card from the slot.
I will also say I fucking love this room.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's beautiful. That color of green. Have you ever seen the Whistler room?
No.
Can you pull up the Whistler room for the folks at home?
Yeah, one second. The Whistler room.
So it was a mansion so Whistler was a painter, but it was a mansion actually in Detroit that eventually ended up in the Smithsonian.
You mean the Peacock room?
Yeah, the Peacock room. It has this gorgeous set of gilded leathers on the wall that are
There we go.
this very similar sort of shade of green that I am very into and have always wanted to have a little library with it.
Yeah. I very much, yeah. Oof, yeah, the gold and green. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah. What's funny is that the Whistler was paid to make this room, and the guy was very pissed off at the outcome. Oh yeah, because these are like I believe the leathers are like from like a Spanish ship. Like they are gilded leathers.
You're a gilded leather.
I wish I was.
Hurt me, gilded leather daddy.
Whistler is amazing. I fucking love Whistler. And I love that room, and I wish it was still in Detroit. And I think it's a fucking shame that it's in the Smithsonian.
Do you know what I love about Whistler?
What?
Whistler's mom.
She's got it going on?
Yes, Whistler's mom has got it going on. It's Whistler's mom.
Does pure pulse gilded leather. It's very good, Edgar.
Thank you, Edgar. Edgar, it's nice to see you. Okay, so Nick, hit look again. Hit look. I want to look here. I want to look in this room. We're not done with this room yet.
Your room is a Spartan cubicle furnished with a desk, a chair, a wall locker, and a fold-down bed. The only decorative touches are a sickly-looking plant sitting next to we should look at the plant.
Yeah.
Next to the desk, and a lonely picture of Earth adorning the far wall.
We can move that. There's something behind that picture.
Yeah.
And there's also a drawer.
Set into the south wall. Above the PV is a vent. We should examine the vent. To the east is a door that leads outside. You notice that the desk has one drawer which is closed.
Open the drawer first, yeah.
I like that we have the same fucking instincts. You open the drawer and discover a book. Examine.
It's a copy of Frederik Pohl's. Ooh.
Taking the book first. Your score has just gone up by 3. The book is a hardcover volume entitled Everything We Know About the Hichi.
Can we read the book?
Read book.
Whoa. Okay. Everything we know about the Hichi. You open the book and look at the first page. It is blank. You quickly turn to the second page, the third page, and the fourth page. All are blank. You thumb through 196 more blank pages. On the last page is a note written in pencil. Forgive me the little joke. The corporation instructs proctors to give our new fresh a standard issue Dataman personal information system. I give all my new initiates this book instead. If you take it to the corporation office on level dog, the receptionist there will give you the real thing. Regards, Tom Selridge. We have to do that anyways because we need the personal assistant in order to take our class, which is in how many? In 2.5 hours.
On the far wall is a page torn out of a magazine. It's a full-color reproduction of an oil painting depicting the Earth as seen from one of the high Pentagon defense satellites. The picture is taped to the wall.
Take the picture.
The picture is held to the wall with super tack tape. You can't remove the picture without ripping it.
Rip picture. Oh, okay. Also, Nick, did you notice something happen in the picture, the image, that the room image?
God, that the desk open?
Yes. So the other thing was we wanted to look at the plant, right? Don't worry about the picture right now.
Examine.
Yeah, examine plant.
The plant is a Drummond fern. It is a descendant of a plant brought back from Euskadel 4 by a lucky prospector named Bellings, who collected 250,000 for discovering Euskadel 4 and its Earth normal atmosphere and flora. The leaves droop pitifully. Overall, the plant is not looking well. Examine vent.
Yeah, examine vent. Yeah.
Set into the wall is a vent for the life support system on Gateway that provides heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. The vent is covered by metal grate.
Yeah, we can't do anything really. No, we can't do anything there. No, grate is the same thing, right? Oh, I guess.
I don't know.
No. You don't need the word of the exam 9.
I did. The vent cover is a metal grate. It is closed and secured with a latch that has a distinctive 4-leaf clover pattern on it.
We're going to be using that, of course. I wish we could have gotten into this game earlier, Nick, because we're going to be finishing it post the Interactive Fiction Club. 4-leaf clover pattern.
Yeah.
You might need a special key to open. Okay, so go east. Let's go out now. I think we're good here for now.
You leave the barracks that... Oh, Jesus. That is your temper... Oh, my God. That is fucking beautiful. Holy shit.
Hichi Town, baby.
You read that, sir.
You leave the barracks that is your temporary home, walk along a narrow alley for a few moments, and reach the center of Hichi Town. Hichi Town is a huge spindle-shaped cave in the center of Gateway Station, empty when the Hichi left. Hichi Town is now full of ugly corporation prefab buildings. The barracks that house your quarters are in a small alley to the west. To the northwest is the corporation administrative section building. The Blue Hell Bar and Casino lie to the east. Corridors lead north and south. We need to go to the administrative section, so northwest. Huh?
Earshot Media.
Oh, Earshot Media, welcome. How are you today, my friend? Sounds lucky. I know.
Edgar says, I think if you crawl around through the ventilation system from elsewhere, you can get to that vent from the other side and just open it. No key required.
I think we're good right now. I want that clover leaf. So northwest is where we need to go.
Northwest?
Yeah.
Corporation office lobby. Holy shit!
Yeah, Nick, welcome to Legend Entertainment, my friend. Welcome to Legend Entertainment Text Adventures.
I'm so confused. I don't know how to feel.
Nick has never experienced a Legend Entertainment game. So, Nick, this was my
so
first...
unmooring.
Legend Entertainment games were my first introduction to text adventure games. It was Spellcasting 201 by Steve Moretsky, and it was mind-blowing for kid me. I was enraptured by the game and like its world and the visuals and just the humor and all of it. And also I was a teenager, so obviously my loins had something to say about it as well, but nonetheless, because it is very raunchy. It's a very raunchy game. Edgar says, I don't think I have either. This is super pretty. It is super pretty. Sorry.
It's like legitimately every single... The color... they're very monochrome.
Yeah.
But I appreciate just how like gorgeous.
Look at the carpet.
Of color is.
Look at the carpet. That you can feel that carpet just by looking at it. You can feel it. There's a texture, a rich texture to that carpet. We need more of this style of art in more modern games, because like everybody's like, okay, let's go super retro, let's go EGA, and go, tell us stuff. Mascot says, whose carpet? It matches the drapes. Actually, it doesn't match the drapes. But yeah, like...
Doesn't the carpet almost always match the drapes? I never understand that question. Like, it's very rare.
It's meaning, do you dye your hair? Okay, the lobby of the corporation...
Only a question that people ask gingers, or people who dye their hair red.
The lobby of the corporation administrative section is one of the only aesthetically pleasing places on Gateway. Well-placed lights and plants make the room seem bright and open, a welcome contrast to the claustrophobic grays and blues of the rest of the space station. Stairs climb up to the second floor, and a glass door leads west. The metal door leading back into Hichi Town Square lies to the southeast. You see a desk and a receptionist here. On the desk you see a magazine and a vase. In the vase you see a dead rose.
Edgar said,
hardwood, baby.
Hardwood, baby.
Hardwood, baby. Carpet matches the
That is the funniest shit. I wish I was that funny. Anyway, what do you want me to do with it?
Sorry, yeah, more.
Okay,
we have to, there's a receptionist. Like, talk to receptionist.
Talk to receptionist. There we are.
Okay. Give book to receptionist.
Ask receptionist.
No, we just have to give her the book.
You hand the book to the receptionist. She looks at the first few pages, laughs, and puts the book away in a drawer. From another drawer, she pulls out a small portable computer. This is the data man that you were supposed to get when you arrived, she says. She hands it to you. I think you'll find it a tad more interesting.
I have a question for you, Nick. I'm sorry. What kind of man is it?
A data man.
A data man. I have a question. Who is the
Are you a data man?
Who's the android in the Starship Enterprise in Star Trek: The Next Generation?
Data.
Yeah, it's not Data.
What his name?
What are you? A Polanski? Is that what you are?
I mean, I can respect his name and preserve my dialect of English.
It's Data Man. It's not a zine. It's a zine. Mike says the art is tough to do though. I'd love more text adventures in this style though, or maybe have larger images by removing the left panel and having some sort of autocomplete word suggest. Yeah, Mike, that would be my preferred thing. That's why I like TAD so much as a
what does picture
as an engine. Because TADS allows you to have sound and music and visuals and, allows you to do the autocomplete and stuff like this. It lets you to do all of those things. TADS is fantastic. I don't know why people don't like TADS. They act like it's less user-friendly than Inform, but it has such extensive, documentation that you can use it.
What does picture do?
What do you mean, what does picture do?
I keep clicking picture.
Oh, that's gonna change allow the picture to change and stuff. Don't worry about that, Nick. Stop hitting picture. Stop, please. Oh my god. Okay. Can we go up? Or get the magazine. There's a magazine. Get the magazine.
As you reach for the magazine, the receptionist slaps your hand away. You can't just take that. Didn't your mother ever teach you manners? Still, I might give it to you if you gave me something in return. What do we have?
A kiss?
Nah, I hope that's not the answer, because that would require consent that I don't think she would give.
Oh man. Okay, so what about the rose? Get the rose. Why is everything dying? You can see also that all the plant life is dying, so clearly...
Yeah, something's wrong.
Maybe dead, but it's still mine. Okay. So...
I mean...
Yeah.
That is just sort of what cut roses do. Supposedly, the legit pronunciation is data. But when TNG came out, data just sounded better. So they used that, and the error just kind of spread outward from there. And then you have like the complication of whether or not data is plural or not, which for most of my life, I have solidly been in the data is singular camp. And then I started teaching science, and it's just a fucking earworm that corrupts your brain. So I often will treat data as if it's plural, and then still firmly believe that it is singular.
It's plural.
It's not plural. It's not plural. Is agenda plural?
Nick, there are multiple things that the singular and the plural are the same.
Well, no. So the singular of data is datum. So often the
okay. It's not octopi, it's octopode.
Yeah. Often the argument, the sort of linguistic argument behind saying data is that the Latin word for data is datum. That's the singular, is data.
Yeah.
Singular.
Yeah.
And agenda has the same issue.
Yeah. I guess. Okay.
No one treats agenda as if it's plural.
Yeah.
They always treat it as if it's singular.
That's it's really interesting, Nick. It's really interesting.
Is it?
It is. I think so.
Good content.
Great content.
Yeah.
I didn't mute you and pull you in from time to time just to get non-contextual words.
So what parts did you hear?
Agenda.
So agenda is a neuter plural.
Edgar says, I remember Computron on the Transformers using the singular datum when assessing situations point by point. See, there you go. All right, so let's go up. Don't throw the vase at receptionist. What are you doing? Yeah. Wait, look at the white badge. There's a white badge. Look at white badge. Oh, we're wearing the badge. Okay. Let's go up. Big Mikey Ocho. Things are not well, but we're doing great.
VR terminal. The room is small and cramped. Even so, it is partitioned into two distinct areas by a low plexi shield. On one side of the shield is an uncomfortable-looking couch that has a gold padded ring placed about neck level. Set into the side of the couch is a simple control board, above which is a sign and a small display screen. On the other side of the shield is a tiny desk and a chair. A frustrated-looking technician sits on the chair reading a newsletter.
Okay.
Stairs lead back down to the offices below.
I bet you this
On
is
the
where we
desk
do our
is a
training.
VR manual. The tech looks up at you.
Oh, maybe not. Whoa!
Oh my god. That's me, but without a beard. Hey! You're a new fish, aren't you? Don't ask how I know. I could smell him a mile away. I've been waiting for someone to... Oh, shit. Tell you what, new fish, there's a bug in this new beach VR, but I haven't had time to read it yet. Since there's no one else handy, why don't you go and bang on it for a while and see what you can figure out. He gives you a critical look and ponders for a moment. I don't know why when we were testing this before...
I'll make you a deal. If you can find the bug and break the program, I'll give you something. Let me see. He pats his uniform. I've got it. How about my membership pin for the Pedroza Lounge? I never use it, and I'm shipping out soon anyway. Now let me... Let me explain some rules about virtual reality, seeing as you're a layman and all. You can do the next one. We're gonna change accents the entire time. I love the contours of his bosom.
First of all, you've got to understand how to identify a virtual reality when you're in one. It comes from practice and a sharp eye. Every VR has a purpose called the directive. The program is usually pretty good, but tracking the details important to that directive and keeping them consistent. But it's not so good about details that aren't important to the directive. So watch for little things that change colors, names, stuff like that. The simpler VR, the more pronounced the changes.
I love it. The tech kit is. Secondly, you gotta know the 3 ways to break out of a VR. The most straightforward is to halt the program that controls the reality. Its power is cut to the CPU, or come back door will shut it down, or some back door will shut it down. Poof, no more unreality. Kitty! Hold on, I gotta give you full screen for that, Nick. Oh no! The second method is to do something that contradicts the VR directive. If you can stop a VR from achieving its purpose, it'll lock up. I remember one time, I was in an early phys ed VR. Its directive was to teach jogging techniques that would promote weight loss, but the designers created scenery so people wouldn't get bored. And one of the things they created was a store. I went in to buy a candy bar, and the VR practically blew up in my face. Poor design, if you ask me. There's a cat.
There's a cat. She's a good cat.
Let's see. I feel like quite a bit. Well, all the positive vibes I can much of these days. Well, anyways, thank you, Big Mike Yocho, and I'll send some back your way too. The final way to kill a VR is to overload it.
The final way to kill a VR is to overload it. If you can create a situation that is beyond the computing power of the controlling program, the VR will break. The best example is to create an infinite progression. Natch. The program can't keep computing something like x equals x times 2 forever. Eventually x is going to get too dang big, and then it goes kapow!
That's about it. There's some other VRs loaded, but you should try Beach first. By the way, if you can't figure out how to break the program, but you want to leave the VR anyway, you can always press the red escape button. He grins. Of course, that's the wimp's way out. Okay, great. We gotta save though before we do this. Can we save? Save first. We have not saved once. VR. It also shows us our save games now, Nick, so now you can't be stupid. Okay, yes, it is the beach after all. Okay, so we have to sit in chair. Oh, sit on couch. It's sit on couch, sorry.
Yeah, on the couch.
Look at collar.
The collar is set into the couch.
Okay.
At approximately neck level.
Put on
Opens
the
and closes.
Put on the collar.
Open collar. The clasp is spring loaded. It opens easily, but immediately snaps shut.
Wear collar.
You snap open the collar's spring clasp and settle into it. The pads around your neck keep you from moving your head, and the collar itself seems a little tight. All in all, a very unpleasant experience.
Yes, Mike says this is probably freeware. Yeah, so you can get it on the Internet Archive. Also, they released the game like for free back in the early 2000s. The company Legend Entertainment, and we're doing this for the Interactive Fiction Club, which is a monthly text-based adventure and interactive fiction game of the month that we do on our Discord. And we have a podcast too, which is the Interactive Fiction Club podcast. You can look it up. It's really great. It's really fun. No, please don't. Please don't. Oh no, you're holding. Stop it. Oh god. Puts on tight collar. Choke me, daddy. Look at control board. The control board.
It's a very simple board that has only 3 components: a button, a switch, and a small keyboard. The button is labeled power. The 3-way switch can be set to beach, surface psych, or deep psych. The switch is currently set to beach.
Let's stick to beach. Press power. We've got 2 hours before our class. Press the power button.
Any sense to me. Okay, you press the power button. The couch starts to hum with power, and the collar begins to glow a dark blue. Everything around you fades into milky white. Then a picture begins to form. Grains of yellow fall from nowhere and spread out until they form a sandy beach. Blues appear in ragged streaks above, and then they melt together to become an azure sky. An ocean appears, then an outdoor bar. You look down and discover you're wearing swimming trunks and lounging on a beach chair. A cheerful bartender pops into existence. He puts a drink on the bar and looks at you expectantly. Ooh, hot stuff.
Hey, sailor.
Yep.
Hello, friend. Welcome to the virtual beach. I'm Sam, your bartender, and I exist solely to serve you. This reality is intended for relaxation, so feel free to lounge around, and if you're in the mood, partake of my specialty drink. I'll leave one here on the bar for you.
Look at the specialty drink.
It's roofie.
It is not. Look at the specialty drink.
Oh,
Wow. Look at drink.
Drops of moisture run down the frosted sides of the glass. It is filled with creamy, delicious-looking banana daiquiri.
Okay. I think I know what this is gonna be. Okay, banana daiquiri.
You take the frosted glass from the beach bar. The bartender runs his rag around the bamboo trim, whistling merrily.
Drink
How do you spell
daiquiri.
I said daiquiri.
So you can actually do this, Nick. Type drink and then click on the daiquiri name. And it
You
would
pour
auto.
the drink down your throat. It seems to be the right thirst quencher for your parched state. The taste is excellent and the alcohol is strong.
Look, we have a scanner. What is the scanner? Look at this.
Why is his arm so long?
I mean, he's got to wipe that whole bar down, in one fell swoop. He does have a very long arm. I mean, he has this. So the VR program, the thing is, he's meant to serve your needs, Nick. He is stuck behind the bar. He can't leave. It is a circular bar. He can't jump over the bar, but he still needs to reach your stuff.
All of your things.
All of your things.
Bits.
The Ghiblies. No, order. Look at the scanner. Yeah, look at the scanner.
The scanner is a platform that reaches out from behind the bar. Two arms bend up from opposite sides of the scanner, like miniature goalposts, and a beam light passes between them. The bartender sees you looking the scanner over and says,
It makes my job fairly simple, but only trained professionals can handle it. It's very sensitive.
I'm putting my dick in the scanner.
do you want to see how it works?
Yes. Just type yes.
Say,
No, just type yes. Just type yes. Just type yes, Nick.
well, yes, work?
Yes, it's on the left there.
Great. When you're ready, just give me your empty glass.
I'll run it through and get you a fresh drink.
Give glass to bartender.
Let me freshen that up for you, chum. With a warm smile, the bartender grabs the glass from you and quickly flicks it over the scanner. Almost immediately, another banana daiquiri appears on the bar. He tosses the empty glass behind the bar, out of sight. The bartender carefully checks the scanner's fixtures to ensure that it's working properly.
Okay, look at the daiquiri.
How does one spell daiquiri?
Oh my gosh.
D-A-Q...
Daiquiri.
No, that's not how one spells daiquiri. How do you spell daiquiri?
Daiquiri. No, not daiquiri.
Why does that keep happening?
Because you are dyslexic.
The frothy liquid blends a multitude of delicious ingredients. It looks incredible, and you can't wait to taste it. Is this on purpose?
What?
We got this cute little blonde guy. The daiquiri's frothy. He's here to serve all of our needs.
Look at
On purpose.
Look at the cloth. We gotta look at the surroundings. Remember, he talked about little changes. Oh, you can even see the scanner over there too. Can you see the scanner?
It's a torn piece of bright white cloth.
Look at the scanner. Another. You can actually see it. You can actually see it in the picture.
Where?
It's in the right corner. Oh, right there. Yeah, that guy. So look. Oh. You suddenly notice that your swimsuit has changed color. Look at swimsuit. What?
I'm sorry. I was trying to appeal to a certain crowd.
Almost hurts to look at the blinding neon colors of this incredibly stylish swimsuit. Suit is dominated by a bright green with blue and red trim. Take off swimsuit.
You work at the swimsuits not for a while, but finally give up. You decide to leave the swimsuit on.
Let's see. No. Swim in water.
Every time you approach the ocean, it seems what changed.
Okay, look at.
Earlier in the day. That's interesting. Every time you approach the ocean, it seems to move farther away, mirage-like. The bartender carefully checks the
sky color changed.
To make sure that
Yeah, there's a lot that's changing right now. Look at the scanner. Not the scanner. Look at the scanner fixtures. Okay, no, that's not what we want. Nick, stop. Oh my god. Hi everyone. Look at sky.
I'm amused.
Forget your woes.
The multi-hued sky is beautiful, although the clouds seem to move a bit faster than normal. The bartender runs his rag around the bamboo trim, whistling merrily.
Look at the bar.
That was a Freudian slip.
Term. Yes, the term.
No, look at rim. Oh, Jesus.
No, the bar. Just look at the bar. Ah! Okay. Nick.
Yes. I got it.
Okay.
It is long, curved, and ringed with polished bamboo trim. Just behind it, a small scanner pokes out, and a cheerful bartender ambles back and forth, occasionally wiping the bar counter or staring out at the sea. A frosted glass filled with a frothy banana daiquiri sits alone on the sky.
Get the daiquiri.
On
Get
the
the.
bar.
Get the. Yeah. So get the daiquiri and drink more. I want to get drunk more. Let's get plastered.
Can we get plastered?
Daiquiri. Drink. Daiquiri.
I do not know why that keeps happening.
Let's see.
Strangely enough, you don't feel full from having down 3 drinks. You do start to get a full-on buzz, however, and this feels simply incredible.
Let's just keep drinking. Keep drinking. That's how we get out. It's just gonna get hammered to the
Have
point
you
of
noticed
like
the music, John?
it's getting a little more slow.
Yeah. It starts to feel like you've been soaking your brain directly in a huge banana daiquiri. In your condition, you find this image totally hilarious and start giggling uncontrollably.
Give him the glass. We have our meetings in an hour and a half. We're fine. An hour and 39 minutes.
You pour the drink down your throat. After thinking about it for a while, you are now quite certain that you are a huge banana. It seems obvious that the next step is to peel yourself, but in the process of untying the knot on your swimsuit, you trip and fall face first into the sand. You decide that this is a viable alternative and stay there for a good rest.
Give the glass to the bartender. Daiquiri.
The feat completed, you decide to drink the entire ocean as a chaser. Unfortunately, on the way there, you stumble on the beach chair, which immediately attacks you. Bravely, you fight it off and kill it with final stroke. Destroying evil and sentient man-munching beach chairs works up a dreadful thirst, however.
Keep it up.
You fall to the sand in a sitting position, intent on the glass. What is the true purpose of the glass, you wonder? What does any of this mean? Are you all just here to drink banana daiquiris, or is there a higher plan? Just as you decide that life is like a big banana daiquiri, you thankfully pass out. The hues and colors of the virtual world swirl in a soft cloud and drift away. Soon you are back in the real world, but after images of the alternate reality linger in the back of your mind, the tech glances over to you from his alcove. Have a nice trip.
No.
I hear soaking your head in really deep water helps. The tech gives you a smile that makes you wonder if he is really sincere.
So how do we report the bug?
What bug?
You're supposed to find out the bug. The things that is changing. It's our swimsuit. He gives us a membership pin. Tell man about swimsuit. Oh, one single N.
Obviously reading.
Ask man about bug. Okay. A quiet growl from the tech quickly changes your mind. Yeah, Nick. Read the sign. Read the sign. There's a sign. Read sign.
Neotech Virtual Realities TM. Beach Fantasy New. Designed for comfort and relaxation in a tropical beach environment. Must be 21 or older to enter. Alcohol is served. Surface Psych Reinforcement. A scientifically proven program for stress relief. For maximum benefit, precisely follow all instructions of the virtual psychologist.
Oh, this is my jam.
Yeah, deep psychoanalysis and therapy, direct confrontation and utilization of inner phobias. Use only by prescription. Password required.
Okay.
So I need a password for that, fella.
Yeah.
Are you writing that down?
Oh, no, I'm fine. You need a prescription. Look at Shield.
The shield is a transparent sheet that separates the small office from the terminal proper.
What is on the counter there? There's something on the counter. You can click on it too. It's right there. There's a green thing on the counter.
Look at the VR manual.
Oh.
It is a slim, well-used manual. The cover reads, Neotech's Guide.
Read the manual.
It is a slim...
But the technician won't let you. Oh no, is this like a way of doing copy protection? I'm curious to know. Hold on, let me see if there's actually any documentation that we actually needed to read. You can play around, it's fine. Let's see. Gateway Legend Entertainment Manual. Let's see.
Suddenly, we have to climb a specific cliff face in a very specific order.
Playing the game with a mouse. Playing the game without a mouse. No, there's nothing on it. Let's see if there's feelies. Is there feelies with this?
It's only the feelings you have as you play.
No, not the band, the feelies. Let's see. I don't see anything. Okay, so then I'm not worried about it. Okay.
Alright.
Alright, well let's we have it saved right before we did this, so we can go look around still. We still have an hour and 20 minutes before we have to go to our thing. So let's go out down. We'll come back to this. And then southeast.
Hichi Town.
Okay, so to get to our thing, we have to take the drop shaft in corridor D4, and which is here. The corridor D4 is here. Do you want to head that way? Because it's in the thingy here. Look, do you notice that second word bank? Corridor
I have not
D4.
been using that.
Yeah, see, haha. Let's look at the walkway. I want to look at that. The people in there, kind of doing some freaky stuff up there.
A walkway connects the second story of the corporation office structure to the Blue Hell bar. Behind the large round windows, you can see the silhouettes of people.
Okay. Oh gosh, Nick, you spelled that so wrong. Silhouettes.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so do a look real quick just to see the directions. Okay, the barracks are...
Town is a huge spindle-shaped cave in the center of Gateway Station. Empty when the Hichi left. Hichi Town is now full of ugly corporation prefab buildings. The barracks that house your quarters are in a small alley to the west. To the northwest is the corporation administrative section building. The Blue Hell bar and casino lie to the east. Corridors lead north and south.
So go south. D6. This is the other corridor. Okay, so this is one of the many corridors that wind their way through the occupied portions of Gateway. These man-made hallways are nested inside the original tunnels that were dug by the Hichi when they created the station. Through the metal mesh walls of the angular passageways, you can see the outlines of ducts, pipes, and wires. The corridor opens up into Hichi Town to the north and the Gateway Museum to the south. Let's go for a museum tour.
South?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Gateway Museum contains examples of alien artifacts that prospectors have discovered in the years since the exploration program was started. The exhibit consists of things that Hichi hands, tentacles, claws have made and touched that come from unimaginable places incredibly far away. You notice a black pedestal and a chrome display stand that are prominently situated in the middle of the room. On the stand, you see a Hichi device. On the pedestal, you see a tuning fork.
Oh, we're going to be stealing that stuff eventually. Look at device, yeah. And the fork, too, yeah.
The artifact looks like a conventional tuning fork, about 10 inches long with a square base and 2 long tines. It is made of the silver-blue Hichi metal.
You mean it's not just a U-shaped bar? Or, sorry, it's not U-shaped. It's at a curved bar. It's not just a curved bar.
Interesting. You strike the tuning fork against your hand. It produces an eerie humming tone.
Ooh. Look at the device.
The strange-looking device is about the size and shape of a toaster oven. An opening on one side reveals mirrored interior surfaces. On top of the device is a circular depression about 10 centimeters across.
What's great though, Nick, is also that like you can see that the toaster is the one on the right and the tuning fork is the one on the left in the picture.
Yes.
Let's see.
Circular depression is on the top of the device and is about 10 centimeters in diameter.
Let's look at the plaque. Read the plaque.
The pedestal contains one of the 3 similar artifacts of unknown function discovered in 2096 during a mission to the Hod El Garbi system by Ali Brakana, a Mauritanian prospector. Oh, he's from Mauritania.
And then
That's the second sort of sub-Saharan African reference we've had.
Yeah. Look at this. Read the sign.
I think Mauritania is actually pretty close to Benin. 1 second.
Mauritius.
Yeah, Mauritania is West Africa towards the north, where Benin is sort of in the southern bit of like the hump.
Ooh, the hump.
Yeah. The hump of Africa.
One second. Yeah. So read the sign.
There's a sign.
There is.
Jesus, I need to get used to that being there. Read sign. Recent find: Hiji device of unknown purpose discovered in the VAR system by Bjorn Holstein in April of 2102.
That's recent.
Scientists speculate that it is a recording device or sensor.
That's just a few months ago, or last month. That was just discovered last month. It's May 17th of 2102.
So the white badge is ours.
Yes. Look at exhibits.
I just want to
look at the exhibits, yeah.
There are display cases filled with exhibits all around the museum. Floodlights on the walls illuminate many of the objects in display.
Okay. So nothing we need now here, because we can go north to get out, too. The data man. Oh! Whoa. Okay. Man. We don't need this just yet, because we need the stuff for maybe the ship handling notes. Let's look at that, because we're going to be taking class in a minute. What?
What do you want?
Oh my gosh. This is a lot. This is a dump. 1.
The cabins of the ship on Gateway are remarkably similar. The main features of the inside of the ship include the seats, the control panel, and a bunch of instrumentation machinery that scientists know very little about. To access the control panel, sit in the seat.
Okay, sit in seat. All right, go to 0. 2. It's like the first book. Controlling the ship has a lot less going on than you think. Okay.
All right, you can read that one. I'm going to grab some coffee.
Yeah, by all means. The configuration of the control panel is simple to understand. The top half is original Hiji equipment, including the course selection mechanism, the FTL controls, and the lander controls. The FTL controls consist of 2 buttons, labeled using sticky tape as Go and Return, that activate the ship's faster-than-light propulsion system. The lander controls in the upper right hand of the panel, labeled as Orbit and Land, activate the hydrogen-oxygen maneuvering rockets used for landing and taking off from planets. The bottom half of the control panel is supplied by the Corporation. Corporation scientists have added a parasitic sensor array that taps into the Hiji systems. On the Corporation panel, you'll find a display screen and 3 buttons: Code, Info, and View.
Interesting. Are you ready?
Yeah. Oh, I lost you, Nick. There we go, you're back. Hi.
Still
Setting course. Alright, to set a course, follow these simple instructions. 1, press code button. Okay. Step 1.
Press code button.
On the lower control panel, look at a list of available course codes. 2 is up arrow. Up and down arrow. Located in the upper left-hand corner of the control panel to set a course. Make sure that the Hiji characters in the 4 little windows exactly match the characters shown on the display. Characters match.
Display,
yep. For the course code you want to set, if they match exactly, you've successfully entered a course into the Hiji ship. Warning, do not attempt to enter a new course at any point during a mission. You are committed once you've engaged the FTL drive. You must return to Gateway before the ship will successfully accept a new course. So you have to go back before you can go out again.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
All right.
Curious. For it, departing Gateway. Once you've set a course, you're ready to depart from Gateway. While the decision to actually engage the FTL propulsion system is momentous, the act is quite simple. Press the glowing yellow button labeled Go, and you'll be on your way. Note that the button will not be lit unless the ship is ready to go. You cannot engage the FTL drive on the surface of a planet. You must lift off and go into orbit using the chemical rockets. See returning to Gateway. If you successfully activated the drive, you will experience a mild physical discomfort as the ship goes into Tau space. When your ship arrives at whatever destination was programmed into it, you're ready to begin your exploration. The first thing to do is a sensor sweep. This will be done automatically for you when you press the info button on the lower part of the control panel. The results of the scan will appear on the display screen. You can get an external camera view of the destination using the view button. The live picture will appear on the display screen. If you look at the lander controls in the upper right hand corner of the screen, you may see that the land button has lit up. If so, this is an indication that the Hichi systems are ready to guide your ship in for a landing on whatever planet or object may be in the immediate vicinity. If the land button is not lit, then there's no place to land and you should return to Gateway. Okay, good to know. Important information. If you're in orbit around a planet and the land button on the lander controls is lit, you have the option of landing on the surface of the planet. You accomplish this by pressing the land button, which activates an automatic control system that takes over the ship. The control systems will steer the ship through an atmospheric entry, search for a suitable landing site near any concentrations of Hichi metal, and touch down on the selected landing site. Once you're on the surface, you can exit the ship and explore your surroundings. See your spacesuit.
Are we wearing a spacesuit?
No, when we get into the ship, we will be.
So 6. Did we do 6?
We did. Wait. Did we do exploring the destination? I think maybe. Do 5 again. Let me see. Yeah, we did. Okay, never mind. You're fine. Yeah, we did that. So 7 is next. You must wear your spacesuit. Sorry, you can read now. You can read.
You must wear your spacesuit when exploring hostile environments. A sensor scan you make from orbit or from the surface of the planet will tell you if the environment on the surface of a planet is hostile or not.
So you don't have to wear it if it's not a hostile environment.
Yeah.
Okay.
8. Once you've finished your exploration of a planet's surface, you are ready to return to orbit. You cannot activate the FTL drive while you are physically on the surface, and so you cannot return to the gateway unless you have used the chemical rockets to leave the planet. To depart, simply press the orbit button on your upper right-hand corner of the ship control panel. The chemical rockets will kick in and lift you into orbit.
Edgar says, I'm sad that they call it Hichi metal. Instead of giving it a jazzy name like Hichinium, don't be Hichiki with me, Edgar. So 9 is the last one. Yep.
Return to gateway from orbit or from a position in interstellar or interplanetary space. Simply press the return button. How big is this game?
I don't know.
It feels like it's going to be large.
We'll see. We'll find out, won't we?
We're not even interacting with this shit yet.
I know. So 0. So we're done with this part. Main menu. I don't think we need the other things right now. Yeah, just turn it off for now. How many floppy disks did it come on? That's a great question. Hold on. How many floppy disks did Gateway come in on? Great question. Let's see. Nope, this is giving me the history of Frederik Pohl. I don't know. It does not tell me. I do not know. All right, so north. And then north again. North once more. Okay, so we need to take the drop shaft. A drop shaft leading up to level Babe and down to level Tanya. We have to take the drop shaft to level Tanya. Is on the right side of the passageway. The corridor ends in open entrances to the north and south. No, we go. Oh, you just gotta go. Let's see, down, just down.
I went over a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that. It hurt my ears. That's okay. Down.
We step into the drop shaft and are whisked down to level Tanya. Corridor T6, the drop shaft leading up to the level Dog is on the east side of the passageway. The corridor continues to the north and south. A door leads west.
Yeah, so we go west.
Room T20.
That's where we get our training.
This is one of the common access conference rooms that are used for instruction classes, briefings, and other corporation business. Inside the room is a conference table, chairs, and a view screen. The table and chairs look well used and made of institution green thermoplastic. The rest of the room lacks any personality at all. The walls and ceiling are made of dull green mica tiles. The only other feature is a vent in the ceiling over the conference table. A door leads east.
Okay, so they're not here yet because we still have an hour. So go east. Let's go exploring. But I just want to make sure that's where it is, so we knew exactly where to go. So go north now.
The corridor ends at a bulkhead to the north. An armored door to the west is guarded by a bored-looking European space Navy military policeman, ESNMP, who is staring at nothing. The corridor continues to the south. You see a guard here.
Yeah, talk to guard, yeah. Guard.
Piss off! MP snarls at you.
That's what a European sounds like, yes.
I like to comply with authority.
Okay, Nick. So then we gotta go back down south. There's nothing. That's the armory. But we can't get in there yet. Obviously.
So go south?
Yeah, south. And then south once more.
The corridor continues to the north and south. A doorway leads west.
Go west.
I suppose the Cockney accent is no longer European, given that
they left. It's always better to be pissed off than pissed on. Exactly. Pissed off? If I was that close to a horse's wiener, I'd be more worried about being pissed on. Go west.
Room T52. What the hell?
It's another.
This is one of the common access conference rooms that are used for instruction classes, briefings, and other corporation business. Inside the room is a conference table, chairs, and view screen. The table and chairs look well used and are made of a tacky blue thermoplastic. The rest of the room lacks any personality at all.
I
Walls
bet
and
you.
ceiling is dull blue mica tiles. The only other feature is a vent in the ceiling over the conference table.
So I bet you that your training happens in a different room for each playthrough as kind of like a way to keep things spicy. Because we're room T20 and this is room T52. So go east. And then go south.
Hangar.
Whoa.
That's the hangar entrance. The corridor opens up into a large room dominated by a thermoplastic counter and a closed gate. The gate bars access to the busy ship hangars on level Tanya. Behind the gate to the south, you can see the landing gear for one of the ships in the distance. The hangar spaces seem to hum with activity. You see an agent and a sentry here.
This isn't an S. Eric Moretsky opus. This is actually the founder of Legend Entertainment's first game that they made. And they had no experience in game design or writing of any sort, and they just wanted to make this game, so they did. Who made it is, hold on, what's his name?
They appear to be doing a good job.
Yeah, we don't need to interact with these guys. Let's go back where we came right now.
So you want me to go north?
Yeah. Soon I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Ooh. Ooh.
Have we already been west?
Yeah, north. One more time. It was done by Glenn Dahlgren and Mike Verdu. Mike Verdu is, I think, the guy who founded it.
Alright, so we're back in the corridor where we can go back up to Dog.
Yeah, we have 50 minutes, so let's go up. And then up once more.
Is there any way to get to the... Isn't there a level between? Yeah, leading up. Up! Oh, okay, we can go up one more.
Yeah.
You want to go up to level Babe?
Yeah, let's see what's there. Oh, this is a west to east. Let's go west. Feeling like station's got big planetfall-esque arbitrary extra rooms energy. Edgar, yes.
Right, so the corridor comes to a dead end before you, with a familiar human construction giving way to the strange, almost melted look of glowing blue Hichi metal. The Hichi metal wall is uniform in appearance. You see a crate here.
Open the crate.
An empty supply crate sits in the middle of the corridor. This square, about 2 meters wide and a little over a meter tall, made of aluminum and tough hexar plastic. One side of the crate is open. Stamped on another side of the crate is the following: machine parts and parts 1228-2101. Shipment AX5062. Shuttle run 1203. Manifest number 5489-A-390-D.
Yes.
Origin Los Angeles. Transshipped via Venus Prime.
So we'll have to get into that crate at some point.
I think you can. It's open, right?
I mean, we get in it and hide, and then it gets delivered to a certain place in the station that we can't get to normally.
Okay.
Can we look at the metal? That metal looks cool. Looks very metal.
The EG metal glows a deep blue.
Okay. So east. Ooh. Tingly. East. And then east once more. East again.
The corridor comes to a dead end before you, with a familiar human construction giving way to the strange, almost melted look of Hichi metal.
Okay.
Hichi metal emits a soft blue glow.
Okay, so west then. And we're going... Oh, you don't need to touch the metal again. Stop touching the metal. Stop fondling the metal.
I like to fondle.
Pervert.
Yes.
Surprised you haven't tried to fuck the metal yet, Nick. Down.
Oh gosh, what are you doing, John? You're just there curled up in a ball? Let me know when you're ready to go. Oh God.
Hi, Nick.
Hail Mary, full of grace. Are you praying, John? Oh, we lost him.
Have you finished having your way with the metal pipework?
I'm not sure. Have I?
Is this your game of the year now? Is this the greatest game ever for you, Nick?
Oh yeah, it's been a long time since I've gotten a response from Fuck a Thing.
And this one is very like, hey, just press any key when you're finished having your way with the pipework.
But no, I appreciate that it does not kink shame.
You're into the cars, the pipes, yeah, I get it. Oh, Nicky boy, the pipes are calling.
From glen to glen.
And stick your dick in it. keep thrusting on till every drop has spillin' into the corrosive metal pipes. There you go, Nick.
But from ye back with retrograde ejaculation and jizz inside your own body.
What? Jizz inside your own body? What?
Well, because it says "come ye back," so are you not? I believe it's called retrograde.
Is that what we call? Is that what? Was it backfire?
Yes.
Every time-
Retrograde ejaculation. It occurs when semen enters the bladder instead of emerging through the penis during orgasm. Fun facts.
Oh, this is good to know. Thank you. Edgar says every time I see the word Heechee Metal, I hear it in Frank Costanza's voice. Heechee Metal, Jerry. Okay. So we now.
You can't come you back, is all I'm saying.
Okay. Yes. Down, Nick. Down.
No. I
Down.
won't go down.
To the very
I'll
last
go
city. Down.
I'm already up.
Down. Down.
All right.
Go north.
We're in Central Park. We're in the station's hydroponics complex, known to Gateway inhabitants as Central Park. Large rectangular hydroponics units filled with plants arise from the deck in several places like miniature skyscrapers. Fruit trees grow in dense patches near the east wall. The air is humid and smells of fruit fertilizer. What the fuck? Oh, fruit fertilizer and freshly turned earth. In front of you is a mysterious machine that looks like an overgrown air conditioner. To your left is a plastic hydroponics planter tray. In the planter tray, you see a rose.
Rose for the magazine, baby.
What the fuck is a fruit fertilizer?
It's
versus
not.
normal?
Fruit.
No, I know. There's a comma there, which is very important. Take rose.
I need to carry a spray bottle with me. Exactly. No, bad Nick. All right, so let's go give that to the lady. Let's give the rose to her for the magazine. Because I don't even know what that magazine does, but let's get it anyways. Yeah, I need a spray bottle. I need to get one hooked up. So I just push a button on the keyboard and it sprays Nick all the way over there. Every time. Just a spray, just not automatic. Someone needs to go over to Philadelphia and hook that up on Nick's end for me. So that way I can just push a button and just make it spray on him every time.
You don't think I would do that for you, John?
I don't think you'd know how to, Nick.
I mean, if I could figure it out,
This is true.
I would do it.
If you do it, then I'd let you. What's that?
Smart man. I could sort it out if I wanted to.
I just say you know a lot about old seeds.
I do. I know a lot about Semina.
I wrote the words Tiki Pack, and I don't know why. Why did I write Tiki Pack? Like, Nick, you make me doodle. Like, Nick makes me write things. I just write words on these notes. When Nick talks, I just write words, and I wrote Tiki Pack.
I exacerbate the ADHD.
My medication ran out on Friday, and I didn't get it reordered because life, and so I've had the weekend without my medication, so I am absolutely all over the place.
Ooh. You sound like me and my antidepressants from a year ago.
Okay, so we need to go south now.
We're all taking care of our mental health.
That's right. I'm trying to. It just there's life.
I'm not trying.
South. And then south once more. Northwest.
Northwest.
I haven't made a map either, by the way, I will add. Give rose to receptionist.
The receptionist disposes of the old rose and puts the new one in the vase. She gives you a big smile. Thanks, you're sweet, but I'm not going out with you. If that was what you were thinking, why do you take this magazine? It'll keep your company in Tau space.
Read magazine.
Is it just like a hustler?
I don't know.
You flip to the cover story and begin reading. 1 year before famed prospector Rolf Becker embarked on his ill-fated final mission, he married Adriana Lepore, daughter of Corporation VP Edwin Lepore. The marriage was in trouble within 6 months.
Edgar.
Adriana announced that she was bored with Rolf. Since Becker's disappearance, however, Adriana has gone through a profound change.
I had a lot of growing up to do after Rolf left,
said Adriana to IP.
I realize now that I had what I had in him.
Adriana continues to live in Gateway, and her offer of $1 million for information or actions leading to Becker's safe return still stands. The article continues for several more pages, but seems to contain nothing else of interest. I think this is a thing we should note.
So this is the goal for us. Like, our goal is going to be to find and return Becker.
All right, John, you're going to have to tell me what Edgar said because I can't see.
He said, time for sleeping. Lovely to see you, handsome bastards. It's lovely to see you too, Edgar. Get rest, my friend.
Why would it nix all of that? It says lovely to see asterisks.
Lovely to see you, asterisk bastards. Mojito! Oh my god, Mojito's here. Hold on. Oh my god.
Filters.
Mojito is here.
No, don't filter the chat. I want to see all the dirty
I'm
language.
just frantically writing Mojito Alexito over and over again because that makes me happy. Alright, so go southeast.
1 second.
Okay.
Chat settings. I'm trying to get rid of this shit.
What shit?
It's stupid.
Nick, you're in charge.
Oh, I want to be able to read chat. Anyway, what am I doing?
I wrote Picky Mickler. Southeast. You made me write Picky Mickler, Nick.
You're welcome.
East.
You know you missed me. The Blue Hell is a rough and tumble bar. Ooh. The music has changed. In this case, now for the better. Anyway, the Blue Hell is a rough and double bar inside a large prefab structure in Heechee Town. The counter is located near the entrance, across from a raised dance floor on the far side. I hate this music. Prospectors, off-duty Navy crewmen, and corporation employees sit in groups and converse in a multilingual babble. The casino lies to the east, Heechee Town is to the west. You see an empty chair here. Sit in chair.
No, we don't need to sit in the chair. We're gonna meet our dude here. I just want to see what happens. I want you to stand up and go east. You don't you don't like this.
No, I was not a fan of that.
The casino.
The casino.
Oh. The casino is surprisingly well equipped, given the cost of shipping any kind of mass from Earth. There are slot machines, blackjack tables, and a low-G roulette table. Near the entrance is a tired-looking old Earth trivia game. Nick.
Mm-hmm.
You want to play the old Earth trivia game?
Jeopardy, I assume?
We have 25 minutes. Arts and entertainment.
What?
Arts and entertainment.
Music facts. Okay. The rap music phenomenon that dominated the 1980s, 1990s, and the late 2020s after resurgence was most closely associated with environmental concerns, a rebuke of rural life in American Midwest, the men's rights movement. What the fuck?
It could be talking about the 2020s. That's the thing. They may have believed that in the 2020s there was a men's rights movement. Which, guess what?
But John, there actually is one.
I know.
In around the 2020s.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck did they predict that shit? That's alarming. I don't like that. That feels weird.
Frederik Pohl, baby. So of course, obviously the answer's 4.
Cool. Academy Awards. Susie Santini won an Oscar for Best Actress in the stunning 2004 motion picture about day-to-day. Wait, didn't this come out before 2004?
Mm-hmm.
day-to-day existence in the decaying urban shell of New York City? So this is a random guess.
A worm in the apple?
Okay. Music Fads, Part 2. The musical group 10 Dead Bananas recorded this rock and roll smash hit about the abuse of direct neural interfaces in 2010. What the fuck?
What?
If it's 2, I'm gonna freak the fuck out.
What, The Matrix? Well, The Matrix came out in 1999, Nick.
When did this come out?
This came out in the early 90s.
That's why I would freak out.
I mean, I'm guessing it's Matrix Overdrive. Oh.
Thank God. Jean-Paul Bardon's 10-hour cinema verite study of nuclear accident cleanup effort was filmed on the site of this 2007 disaster.
I mean, it's not Chernobyl. Obviously, that didn't happen in 2007. Or it wasn't Hirosaki. And it was in 3 Mile Isle. So the core explosion of Meurthe de Moselle.
Broadcast media, the first commercial broadcasting success in the new Holotank Tri-V medium, was this 2027 sitcom series about elderly baby boomers. First commercial broadcasting success. New Holotank was a 2027 sitcom series about elderly. So in 2027, baby boomers who were born in 1950 would be 50. They'd be in their 70s.
70 something. Yeah. Let's go 70 something. Yeah. Look at us.
The art world. The Picasso painting of the rear view of his mistress fetched a record all-time high of $356 million from a Japanese collector at Sotheby's auction in 2041.
Oh, Nick, would you know this?
Picasso painting of the rear view of his mistress.
Okay, I'll look this up. Picasso painting rear view of...
Rouen de la Galette. I'm tempted to say I don't actually know the name, so I'm just going off of what I think the words mean.
Hold on.
2?
Hold on.
Looking at the...
Mistress.
I think actually, have you seen that movie with Owen Wilson?
Hold on. Are you ready for this? Yes. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
In 2011, Picasso's painting of his mistress sells for $25.2 million. That's not quite the same. But what's the name of the painting? I mean, aren't they all his mistresses? What is the name of it, though? So do La Miroir.
That's actually what I was going with.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen A Midnight in Paris?
Yes, the movie with wow.
Owen Wilson?
Yeah. I have seen the movie.
We pretend like Woody Allen didn't direct it.
Yeah, exactly. Bam! We're good at this.
But A Midnight in Paris, very good movie. I'm pretty sure that's the painting that's in that movie. Well, the one where Picasso is looking at it, and Judith, what's her face?
Hold on. Yes.
My brain thinks Butler, but that's not right, because Butler is like a later theorist about feminism.
Are you ready for this? Hold on.
What?
Are you ready for this?
Okay.
Read this question.
The Forgotten Plays Department, Les Miserables, premiered in the 1980s. That is true. They would have known about that. It maintained a steady popularity on and off Broadway in the face of harsh criticism through 2012.
Guess what happened in 2012, Nick?
What?
The film Les Miserables came out.
Did it really?
Yes.
This musical extravaganza was about exploited grape pickers. No.
You better know this answer.
Apartheid? No. It's not about the French Revolution though.
Is it about urban unrest in Paris in 1943?
It is not. It's about a French Revolution, but it's not about the French Revolution.
Okay, Nick. Okay.
It is not about the French Revolution.
Okay, Nick.
The French Revolution. It's not. It's like a lesser revolution.
It's not. My name's Nick. It's not. It's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. I love it. Sing a song from Les Mis, Nick. Quick. If I were a rich man, very, 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 very bum, and all day long I very, very bum. If I were a wealthy man.
Trying to find one that I think I could do well.
Tradition. I only know Fiddler on the Roof. I'm sorry.
You only have Fiddler on the Roof? I mean, to be fair, excellent musical.
It's only because my older brother would sing the music to that endlessly. Like, all of the time. Never ending. He's an odd duck.
It was a very good musical.
His favorite movies were watching Fiddler on the Roof, watching Anne of Green Gables, the PBS miniseries, Around the World in 80 Days, the NBC miniseries, and watching the movie Love Story.
Love Story. Why is that familiar?
It's an old movie from like the 70s or 60s or something. And yeah, he would just watch those like all the time. I will admit that Anne of Green Gables, the miniseries, and Around the World in 80 Days, the NBC miniseries, are fantastic.
It's On My Own. That's a good song, but that's also a bit out of my range.
All right, how about this one for you, Nick? The anti-postmodernism reconstructionist return to Bauhaus movement in architecture embraces a return to the old international style, best exemplified by the organic melted look of Toronto's city center, the sleek flowing lines of the 250-story Trade Needle in Chicago, the Baroque, elaborately ornate Pasco Theatre in London, the austere boxy 100-story Tarmaco Tower in Kansas City. Well, what's Bauhaus? What's Bauhaus look like?
Bauhaus is like boxes.
It is boxes? Then boom, then it's the boxy 100-story Tarmaco Tower.
Yeah. 3B. The popular 2032 3D production of Childhood's End was based on a novel of the same name written in the 20th century by...
Okay, well, Childhood's End is written by... Let's see. Childhood's End. Arthur C. Clarke, baby. Arthur C. Clarke, baby. Arthur C. Clarke, I could do this all night.
Pretending she's beside me.
Okay, so Sairoku Ishikura remade this 20th century Japanese classic film retelling the story of King Lear as a full 3D feature. That would be, I'm pretty sure it's Ron. I'm almost 100%. I'm going to double check. It's Ron, though, because I watched Ron, and it was fantastic.
I've never seen Ron.
It's very good.
All alone.
It's Akira Kurosawa, which is a must. It's King Lear. It's Ron. Yeah, Ron is for sure. It is Ron. It's been a long time. It's been like 20, almost 20 years since I've watched it. So
you answered 9 out of 10 questions correctly. Which one did we fuck up?
It was a random one. Did we get anything for that? No. What if we got 10 out of 10? What if we got 10 out of 10? How about, okay, hold on. It didn't take much time. Let's play it again and do games of all types.
What do I need to do?
Play Trivia Machine. Trivia game. That's right, trivia game. Games of all kinds.
The gridiron in the gladiator sport of American football. How many points would your
2.
team get for sacking an opponent? Yeah, it is 2. That is a touchback.
You did 3, Nick.
What did I hit?
You hit 3. You hit the number 2, which was 3. Quit.
Oh, 1 second.
Quit. Oh, I'm so upset at you.
I'm sorry.
You're not my friend anymore, Nick.
I hit 2.
Play the trivia game. I want to do mindless trivia, not actually address the game. 1, which is 2.
Double Darren trivia. When the Flitz aligns with the cleave in a game of Double Darren, how might your opponent counter the inevitable right glove advance?
Okay, absolutely. That's easy. That is dribbling the cleave.
How did you know that?
I have played Double Darren like 30 times, Nick. That's like one of my favorite sports.
Okay. What soccer team won the 2021 World Cup for the first time in a stunning upset over El Salvador?
United States.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Also,
who won the World Cup in 2021? We didn't. That was actually just last year. We did not win. That's right.
Well, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. That's right. Time has no meaning.
The word Atari made its way into the collective consciousness of the American public during the late 20th century. This word comes from what Japanese parlor game?
I'm going to look this up. Atari name origins. I don't know. Yeah, it is Go. Yep. It's not Karetsu Monopoly.
Knight moves. You and your opponent follow a classical opening called a
chess.
Blind. What game are you playing? You're playing chess.
You're playing Laser Star, Nick.
The virtual reality game Combat, marketed by Paramount Interactive Media, is distinguished by what technological advances? Multiplayer participation, dynamic terrain and scenario generation, computer-generated opponents that learn from their mistakes.
All of the above.
What is this an actual game?
Yeah. It's on the Atari 2600.
Correct. You are up to bat in a game of baseball that count as 2 strikes and 3 balls. The pitcher winds up, throws, and the ball hits you in the shoulder. Ouch, what happens?
You walk to first base.
You walk to first base, yes. Indeed. Quarters and joysticks. The most popular games of all time have been interactive computer games delivered through direct neural cortical stimulation.
I agree.
What were the primitive visual-only predecessors of these games called when they were introduced in the 1970s and 1980s?
Coin-op arcade games.
Yeah. Indeed. The Olympic Games. The Olympic decathlon consists of the following events.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, 10 things, so some of these are probably not 10.
10 things.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10 as well. Oh God. So yeah, hold on. Let's look it up. Decathlon.
One second. Let's see if we can figure it out legitimately. So 1 is 100-meter run, long jump, shot put, high jump, 400-meter run, 110-meter hurdles, discus throw, pole vault, javelin throw, 1,500-meter run.
Okay.
1 was several different runs all in a row, which seems wrong.
No, that's not right. 100 meter, the long jump, the shot put, the high jump, the 400 meter, then the 110 meter hurdles, discus, pole vault, then javelin throw, and 1,500 meters. So that's number 2. Yes, 2.
So 2 right than 1.
Yeah, so 2 is the correct one.
Why would it be a bunch of races in a row?
2 is the correct one. That's just what it is.
Well, have we checked 3?
3, it's not a 10,000 meter run.
Oh, is there a 10,000 meter run?
No. Yeah.
Boom! Didn't have to look it up. If you are playing tennis and the score is deuce, after you won the point on your opponent's last serve, you are
advantage. You're ahead of your opponent. After you win the point on your opponent's last serve, playing tennis and the score is deuce after you win your opponent's last serve, you are ahead of the opponent.
You know that shit about
tennis?
Yeah.
Advante reciba. Sorry, it's just Genesis talk. I played a lot of tennis games.
That was wrong.
What? Oh, okay. Never mind. I stand corrected.
We want
Rewind
to
it.
try that again. And
Rewind it.
Right.
Games of all kinds. We're going to get 100%.
Okay, so 1.
1. 2. Dribbling the cleave. 4.
Plus from past,
4.
That was go.
1.
And this is
4.
This was 2.
2.
This one
3. This one
This
was
two.
2. Yep. Okay. And scores deuce. After you win the point on your opponent's last serve, you are... Oh. Sorry.
That
it's
is
you're
2 or
tied with
4.
your opponent. You're tied with your opponent. It's 4. Yeah. Sorry. I misunderstood the question. It's like, oh, you scored a point after deuce. And it's like, no, it's not actually, but we didn't get
Nothing.
anything. Oh. Come on, game. We need something. Give us something. All right. Can you go east or no?
Do we not want to try all of them and see if any of them do anything?
No. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving forward.
All right, what do you want?
East.
A nondescript man stops you. Sorry, this is an exclusive club. Members only.
That's what the
Yes,
pin
please
is from the
subscribe.
VR guy. He's got access to that membership. So, west. We have to head back to do our training.
So Westmore?
Yeah. And then north. And then down. And west. So save. And then we can wait. We can wait 15 minutes. Not VR jerk off though. Please. Waiting for Guffman. So wait. Boom.
The competition fills with would-be prospectors, most of whom you recognize from the long flight from Earth. Almost everybody looks a little lost, homesick and frightened. A middle-aged Hispanic man shuffles into the conference room and heads for the front of the room. He is dressed in a corporation science staff uniform.
Listen to man.
You listen attentively to Hector, or Hector. A
Hector.
few stragglers run down the corridor and rush into the conference room.
Ooh.
You read.
Oh, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Hichi ship handling course. My name is Hector Gomez. I work for the Corporation Science Section, and I am your instructor.
Alright, I'm next. We'll see if this requires being clicked.
The data man personal information systems that are issued by your proctors contain almost all the material that we will cover today. When you actually sign up for a mission, you will be able to use your data man to look up reference information.
You're next.
The good news is that these Hichi ships are not hard to operate. In fact, they are pretty much idiot-proof. Much easier than driving a car. They steer themselves and require no maintenance. I will now walk through the information contained in your data man and the corporation, the ships, and a typical mission profile. Hector.
I do declare, Hector talks about the corporation, the ships, and the guidance system. Your eyes begin to glaze over as his voice rolls over you, a seemingly unending monotone that takes you back to your college days. Finally, Hector concludes the rote repetition material from the data man. You shake your head, yawn, and return your attention to the front of the room.
Yay.
You go.
Hector is talking. I will now issue flight crew badges. Don't let these out of your sight. The badges are for much more than just access control. On each badge is a black strip that has computer-coded information on it. This coded information is actually a list of 6 course codes that the corporation has assigned to you. While you're free to enter any course code that strikes your fancy, I think you'll be better off using the ones that are assigned to you. Why? Because you can avoid the mistakes of prospectors that have gone before you. Course codes that resulted in known fatalities have been excluded from the base used to select those that were assigned to you. Your odds are better with the corporation codes, new fish, and that is all that counts. We are not going to use the corporation codes. It's your turn next, sorry.
No worries.
Do.
To sign up for a mission, just go down to the hangar entrance on level Tanya with a blue badge. The agent will sign you up, escort you to a prepped ship, and then help you enter the course codes that have been assigned to you into the onboard computer.
Now, give me your white badges and I'll give you your blue badges. You'll now fly crew.
Hector collects the white badges and hands out blue badges. You clip on your new flight crew badge.
Goodbye, white badge. Hello, blue badge.
Goodbye.
Look at the students.
Your fellow new fish look frightened and homesick. Hector looks around. Questions? Feel free to ask me about anything.
What was the name of the dude who's missing? Ask him about a banana daiquiri. Daiquiri.
Query. Help you there.
Look at the magazine real quick. Look at the magazine. Read the magazine, sorry. Read the magazine.
It worked.
You
are looking at... One second.
Okay.
You are looking at the November 2101 issue of Interesting People magazine. On the cover is a beautiful middle-aged woman, Adriana Becker, still waiting for Rolf. The headline screams, other story leads appear in a smaller and less urgent font. Interview with Rwanda Kellerman, goddess of 22nd century fashion. Try these hottest hosts, the battle of the talk shows, and the 20th century won't go away. Why popular culture in 2001 still bears the scars.
Ask Hector about Rolf. Okay. Ask Hector about Hichi. Hichi.
Spell it.
Heechee.
Oh, I see.
The Hichi.
Yeah. We all wish we knew more about the Hichi. I feel like we missed an opportunity there somehow.
We saved it right beforehand, so we're fine. East. Up. Up. South. South once more. South again. What was over here? Oh, that was the museum. That's right. Never mind. I'm sorry. Okay, so I don't think we're going to. I don't think that the codes are going to help us, but let's do them anyway. So let's go north. What was it? Then down and then south. Then all the way south. There it is. Save. We did training day, not waiting for government. Oh, I see how it is. You didn't get my reference. It's fine. You're just gonna make your weird. What was your save for that one?
Did you not see?
Rock out with your cock out? What was it? Blue balled. Well, I was close. Okay, that's fine. All right. So, talk to. Oh, look, read sign. Sorry, read sign. Always read signs. Okay. Show show blue badge to agent.
Agent looks up to your identification. I'm sorry, but you're not listed on the computer yet.
Okay, so we gotta just mess around then. I don't, okay, so... You wanna do some gambling?
Sure. I can't tell if there's anything that we're actually supposed to be doing here, or if this is just like...
So we have to wait. Well,
teaching us how to interact with the game.
Well, we still have to meet with our person, but he doesn't show up until 9 o'clock. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't show up until 9 a.m. Right? Is it 9 a.m.? No, 9 a.m. is something else. Something at 9 a.m. Let's see. 8 p.m. is when he comes in. He's at 8 p.m. So that's at... what? 20. So yeah. So we go north, and then let's go... Because we've already looked everywhere that we can in this place. We've explored the... We're kind of being a little efficient. We could try to figure out the VR stuff more and fiddle around with VR. So let's check the casino first.
Okay. I don't remember what level the
Up.
is on. Is it on dog?
Just go up one. And then we go south, and then we go east. And then east again. Save. Je ne t'ope pas. Can you save it as that?
I don't. So
Ladies and gentlemen, betting is closed. Je m'appelle Javier. Je m'appelle Blue Stuff. Je m'appelle Blue Stuff, yes. Play slot machines.
Je m'appelle is JEM apostrophe APPELL.
It's Jaime Pell.
Yeah.
Play slot machines. Yes, place slot machines. I slur my speech, yes, but still. We won $5! How much did we lose, though?
I don't think we lost anything.
Okay, play roulette game. Lose 16. Oh no. Okay. Oh, that was not exciting. Do the roulette game again. Again.
Oh, I wonder if G works.
Or just try again. Again works. Oh, you did. And lose 40. Again. Again. Oh my god.
Nice.
Nice. 69. Again.
We're going to be very poor by the end of this.
Again. Oh god. Yeah. It's like you'll lose 20, 30, 60, and you win 5 and 8. Oh, we won 22. No, let's not do this. Let's not do this. Restore.
I think we quit while we're behind.
No, we restore is what we do.
Okay.
I just wrote the words Glover. Okay, so now let's go play around in the VR stuff then, I guess. Or... yeah.
We've never examined the gamblers or the heavy oak door.
The heavy oak doors to the high rollers club, which that VR guy has. You mess around real quick. I have to be right back. I have to use the bathroom, and I gotta get me some water too. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay, no worries.
Whip. Whip.
No. We'll stab the gamblers while John is not here to stop me. Oh, the gamblers shift their attention to you. One says, I'll bet $600 that I can bash in his skull with my bare hands. Ha! Says another. You're a wimp. 1,000 says I can disembowel him with my pinky. You're on. The gamblers descend on you. You return to consciousness a few moments later. You're pleased to find that you're still mostly intact. Interesting. Hug, gamblers. They ignore me hugging them. That's interesting. Kill gamblers. Interesting. Interesting. Play slot machines. G. Oh my god. I won $1. Successfully won $1. Oh, lost 4. Lost 8. Lost 1. Oh yeah, we've lost the track. Maybe just smashing that over and over again is not great. We're gonna restore again. Yes, indeed. Wait, what did I say? Do science, engineering, and nature. NASA's Polly. What NASA project was finally completed in 2009 after nearly a decade of schedule slips, 353,000 engineering changes, 150 billion in cost overruns, 2 fatal space shuttle accidents, and 6 agency reorganizations. The Earth Observation System, Space-Based Materials Processing Facility, Space Station Freedom, and permanent manned lunar base. One nest one day. After nearly a space station Freedom. Excellent. Got to deal with some jingoism, a little chauvinism, you know, as you go. Hats, sunscreens, and film masks. Protective ozone, now severely depleted, is concentrated in this layer of the Earth's atmosphere. Oh shit. The ozone layer is in the... I think so. It's gonna be one of the top most ones.
Nick's doing trivia without me.
It is the stratosphere.
I feel so betrayed. Hold on, I'm coming. I feel so betrayed, Nick.
Geology. At the end of what geological period did the dinosaurs become extinct? So it's not the Carboniferous. It's not the Jurassic. I think it's the Cretaceous. I think that's the last.
That's what she said.
Yeah, it is.
Ew. You're naughty. You're Jurassically naughty. Pick it.
I'm pretty sure it's the Cretaceous period.
You're correct.
Man-made wonders of the world. What was the tallest building in the world at 272 stories, surpassing the Sears Tower in the same city, until the Ozark Commerce Center was built in 2030? So the Trade Needle in Chicago, the Xianyan Bank headquarters in Hong Kong, the Singapore Government Center, or the World Financial Tower in Atlanta.
I mean, that's the Sears Tower. Isn't that in Chicago?
Yes.
Then there you go.
I didn't think it was taller than
The Trade Needle, baby.
Huh?
Do it. Pick it.
Pick what?
The Trade Needle. Mike says, I'm going to
Is there
pretend
a
they know it's
Trade
not called the
Needle?
Sears Tower, and are just bitter the name got changed even in the future. Yes, exactly, Mike. Trade Needle, Nick. Trade Needle.
So why do you think it's the Trade Needle?
Doesn't it say that it was surpassed the Sears Tower in the same city?
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's I feel like an idiot for not catching that. Man's return to manned exploration. The combined NASA, JSA, ESA, and Russian Mars landing project put a man on Mars on this 50th anniversary of man's first visit to Earth's moon. So that would have been 1969.
Yeah.
So it'd be 2019.
19.
Artificial life. This is the first true artificial life form. Was born in Cray.
In a Cray.
2000 optical supercomputer. On this famous date, 75 years after James Watson, fuck him, announced his discovery of the double helix DNA. So I think he discovered it in 1959. And by him, I mean him, another guy.
And
a woman named
Rosalind. Rosalind, named after my daughter. My daughter's name is for her, sorry.
Or other way around, I believe.
Yes, quiet you. Okay, so
it was like in the 1950s.
Double helix DNA. When was it found? Let's see. 1950s, so that would be then 2020 would be the correct answer, then the only one. So 2. Right? Yeah. Oh, it would be 3. Maybe.
Our solar system, what is the surface of the sun called? It's the corona, I believe.
Go for it.
Well, fuck.
The photosphere.
Astronomy for 200. What star is commonly known as the North Star? Polaris?
Polaris.
I taught astronomy once.
A star mini?
The ellipsoid pool puzzle. What would happen if a diver came off a 10-meter diving tower and made a splash in one vertex of a perfectly ellipsoid swimming pool? Good luck. I've had 3 Manhattans.
There would be no splash. I don't know.
This is the worst one we've done so far.
That's okay.
Despite my being a science teacher. Where biotech really took off. I mean, but I'm secretly a humanities person.
Yes.
Biotechnology finally evolved as a major force for change in the world after this landmark event in the early 21st century provided a map for human DNA. So the discovery of the DNA molecule. And so in the early 21st century, that would be... When did this game fucking come out?
1990 something. Come on.
So the completion of the Human Genome Project?
Yeah, sure.
1 second. The cure for AIDS. So
yes, a map for human DNA. So yes, the Human Genome Project could probably be it. That's the map of human DNA. Yeah. Okay, Nick, let's go do the VR thing. We have time. It's only it's almost 4 o'clock. We still got a bunch of hours before we have to see our buddy. We have a whole bunch. So
okay.
West. Northwest. Oh, sorry, no, west once more. Sorry, not northwest, west. Northwest. Up. Sit on couch. Wear collar. Push button. Okay, so we need a way to break this. We have to break it. Remember the ways he told us to break it, Nick? Do you remember the ways he told us to break it?
I do not.
So we break it by giving it a math problem that makes it break, doing something it doesn't expect you to do. So, hold on. Swimsuit ask? What do you... Eat
I didn't
sand.
type...
You clicked on swimsuit. Hold on. So hold on. So what does it expect you to do here, Nick? What does it expect you to do in the simulation?
It expects me to get a drink. It expects me to sit on the thing and then to like relax.
Okay, so what is? And we've tried to do some things it didn't expect us to do, which was go swimming.
Mm-hmm.
What other things can we try?
I tried to eat sand.
Well, that didn't work. Kiss the bartender. We get all kinds in here.
That seems homophobic.
Maybe he's just saying it's not me. That's not for me. He just shakes his head. He wasn't like throwing out slurs. Okay. So it well, no, that's not. It expects us to get drunk.
That's correct.
What if... Hold on, so beach bar, beach chair, cloth, daiquiri, escape button. We don't use the escape button. Frosted glass, me, ocean sandals, scanner, shirt, short, swimsuit.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Okay. Because we can't go anywhere, so obviously it's the tools that we have here. How about, what does he do? It's got to be an interaction with him in some way, right? Because, like, he's here. What are the things we can interact with?
You give the frosted glass a good toss. It arches gracefully through the air and then lands nearby.
Get the glass?
I don't remember him sighing.
Huh?
I don't remember him
Ask
sighing.
bartender about the sea. No, the sea. The sea.
The bartender grins. Hey, I just work here. If you'd like a refill, then just give me your empties. So literally the only thing you can do is
Nick. Give him your full. Give him your full.
So the bartender thankfully accepts the proffered drink. Let me get one for you too. He waves the drink by the scanner and another frosted glass filled with foamy liquid appears on the bar. Heads up, he raises the glass and salutes and downs it one swig. Man, that was great. Totally unreal. He thinks about the statement for a second and says with a smile, yeah, I guess that's about right. He throws the empty glass behind the bar, but it hits we need to get him drunk.
Yeah, that's it. This is the right move. Sorry, because you know what happened there was like, just hand me your empties. And I'm like the opposite of empty. Mm-hmm. Hand him your fulls. He throws the empty glass behind the bar, but it hits the counter instead and falls to the ground. Whoa, he says, grinning. I must be making those drinks stronger than I thought. He picks up the glass and tosses out of sight behind the bar. Your score has gone up by 5. He straightens his shirt and looks over at you, perhaps awaiting an order. Do it again. Get him drunk. Yes.
So do we take glass and then...
Yeah, take glass, give glass to bartender. Hold on. Whoa. You're rushing here. It does get mighty hot working back here. You're mighty nice to take an interest. He empties the glass almost faster than his previous drink. Hits the spot. The bartender attempts to drop the glass over his back and kick the glass behind the bar. He misses completely and looks a little sheepish as he picks it up and carefully puts the empty glass away. He's whistling merrily.
So, the bartender thankfully accepts the proffered drink. Let me get one for you too. He waves the drink by the scanner and another frosted glass filled with foamy liquid appears on the bar. I was hoping you'd offer. He sucks down the drink like a man dying of thirst. I make 'em good, don't I? I mean, it. Unfocused as he pushes the empty glass slowly behind the bar. very carefully placing it in the correct spot. When he succeeds, he looks up at you and grins in triumph.
And another.
So the bartender shakily accepts the proffered drink. Let me get you another one, buddy. He waves the drink in front of the scanner. His unsteady hands slip, causing the drink to pause in front of the beam. Immediately, 3 drinks appear in the bar counter. Whoopsie now, I've done it. Oh well, I guess I must well clean them all up.
Must well.
Drink in his hand, eliminates the empty, and does the same for 2 of the glasses on the bar, kindly leaving 1 of them for you. The end result is one very happy, if somewhat bleary bartender.
One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright, don't stop to dancing.
The bartender shakily accepts the proffered drink. Let me get you another one, buddy. He says the same thing?
No, he looks at the drink warily as if it's going to snap his head off. In one smooth motion, he tilts the glass to his mouth and drains it. After a second of internal checking, he smiles, seemingly pleased with the outcome of the drink. Then he burps once and falls onto the bar unconscious. The bartender sings something very softly in his sleep. Can't quite make it out, but it seems to involve somebody named Michelle. Let's look at the scanner now. We can look at the scanner.
I've only just recently noticed that he was full head on.
What do you mean?
That he had passed out under the thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The scanner is a platform that reaches out from behind the bar. 2 arms bend up from opposite sides of the scanner like miniature goalposts. A beam of light passes between them. The bartender sings softly, very softly, in his sleep. You can't quite make it out, but it seems to involve somebody named Karen.
Get drink. Scan drink. Use drink on scanner. Okay, put drink. Or give drink to scanner. Yeah, sure.
The bartender sings something very softly in his sleep. You can't quite make it out, but it involves somebody named Denise.
Okay, we gotta do something to the scanner. Use scanner, maybe? Okay, activate scanner. Okay. Put drink in scanner. There it is.
Just put the glass right up on the top of the scanner. It cuts through the pulsing beam and drink immediately appears on the bar. As the beam continues to strike the glass, more drinks appear on the bar's surface. They start piling up, spilling their frothy liquid over the sand, coming faster and faster until the heap of glasses seems to push back the boundaries of the reality. Something snaps and the veil of virtuality falls down like a torn curtain. The hues and colors of the virtual world swirl in a soft cloud and drift away. Soon you are back in the real world, but after images of the alternate reality linger in the back of your mind. The tech looks at you with renewed respect. He flips over the promised golden pin, which lands nearby. Not bad for a rookie. You just might have some VR hacking potential.
Nice. I'll get the pin first. You have to get the pin.
We might need to consider.
Take off collar. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up right now. I think so. Take off collar. Get pin. And then do you want to, because that membership pin? Look at the pin.
Ducati golden pin with Pedroza Club engraved on it.
I think that's what we need to get into the high rollers thing. Do you want to try it? Just go down and we'll
Sure.
see. Yeah, let's go see.
So down.
Yeah, and then we'll wrap it up after that. Then southeast, east, east. And then east.
So a nondescript man by the door glances at the golden membership pin and nods you through. As soon as you are inside, he seems to fade away. Pedroza Lounge. This is the official lounge of the exclusive Pedroza Club, otherwise known as the Bangle Club. You are in the large room outfitted with comfortable chairs, round coffee tables, elegant-looking bookcases, and impressive color paintings of planets and starships. People are sitting and standing around the room, conversing quietly. To the north is the Pedrosa Club's tanning center, billed as a health facility, but actually just a place to get a deep space tan, which is the opposite of health. A heavy oak door leads west. You see a display case here. Ooh, we have more references.
Yes.
In the display case, you see a pamphlet. Your score just went up by 5.
You put a dash. Are you falling asleep?
Huh?
Said, did you fall asleep?
I did not.
Almost, though.
The pamphlet bears the awkward title, Noteworthy Prospectors and the Missions That Made Them
So
Famous.
read the pamphlet. And then once we read the pamphlet, we can save and we'll call it a night.
So, you browse through the pamphlet and read a random entry. Jeffrey Blair, born August 2053 in East Sussex, United Kingdom. Blair came to the Gateway in 2085. On his first trip out, he found a Hichi artifact orbiting the planet Somerset 3. Blair successfully docked with the artifact and retrieved 12 metal objects later identified as Hichi tools. The corporation awarded Blair a bonus of $1 million for his for his find. There we are. Blair stayed on Gateway for a year after his successful mission, rapidly depleting his success. Why do I keep doing that? His award during a series of reckless gambling binges. Eventually, Blair ran out of money and shipped out on a second mission. Blair did not return from his mission.
Oh, no.
So Blair's dead.
Can we read it again? I'm curious if it gives us a different story.
So, read pamphlet.
Yeah. Yep. You browse through the pamphlet and read a random entry. Tian Tang, born 2065 in Xi'an, China. On Tang's third mission, she emerged from Tau space in orbit around a star with 8 planets. As is Gateway custom, she named the previously undiscovered star Shenxi after her home province in China. On the 4th planet, which she named Xi'an, she found the remains of a Hichi settlement from which she retrieved 5 spools of monofilament wire. This wire later provided to have remarkable properties, including immense strength and low weight. Scientists found that up to 500 kilometers of it could be wrapped on a spool the size of a fist. The wire was reverse engineered and then licensed to 2 multinational corporations for industrial production. Tang received a corporation award of $3 million for her discovery. She stayed on Gateway long enough to collect her award, then retired to Shenxi province. Well, that's good, at least for her, right? I bet you they're gonna get what's his name, that guy, Rolf. Eventually.
We have potted plants.
Oh, yeah. And there's also a bust of Pedroza. They're made of plastic. Look at the bust.
Inside the display case is a bronze bust of a very stern-looking Antonio Pedrosa. His beetled brow and scowling features remind you of your Uncle Peter, a man who took very little joy from life.
Okay, well, let's save the game. There's books here, too, by the way, but let's save the game for your sake, Nick. Let's go find someone to raid. Nick, we'll talk about when we can do this. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it again soon, because you have to leave. When do you have to leave, Nick?
So I head out on Wednesday evening, and I get back sometime around Saturday.
Okay. So let's go raid Praise the Sun. He's got his birthday weekend, so let's go raid him and say hello. Everybody, thank you so much for coming out. 1 second, let me just get him pulled up here. Praise the Sun. 88. I don't know what he's playing, but let's go say hi to him. We'll be back again soon because I want to try to beat this before you leave. So I would like to beat this before you leave. I feel like we're getting really close though. I would say we're like a third of the way done. I'd feel like, right? I don't know.
Really?
We get weird. And we do waste a lot of time. But we
playing trivia games.
Exactly. But we'll be back again soon. Just look on the Discord. We'll figure it out. And, of course, we have the Interactive Fiction Club, which is fantastic. Thank you guys for hanging out. I don't get to do this very often anymore, and I miss it dramatically. And, Nick, I miss doing this with you. So I'm glad I get to do that.
I miss doing it with you, too, buddy.
All right, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Goodbye. Goodbye.